we're here. We're actually somewhat good to go. Terribly sorry about the delay. With the times changing for DST here in the United Kingdom, I personally lost track of time, so I had to make my food. I was supposed to make my food like an hour and a half ago, but I only made it half an hour ago. So I kind of fucked up on that. Thank you. That and people were running a little late. I had to dick around with the scene settings because Evelyn's not able to be on her webcam today for reasons I'm not going to get into, and I had to mess around with that. So we're going to zip back over here, make sure everything is looking okay, which everything does seem to be. Cool. Let me quickly undeafen and say hi to the guys. Hello.
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 All right, we all ready to go?
Absolutely.
No.
All right,
That's a no
cool.
from David. All right.
Right, well, we'll wait until you're ready then, David.
No, I am ready.
But you said no. I asked if everyone's ready, and I heard no.
I said hello.
I thought I was like, all right, cool, you ready to go? And all I heard was, oh. No, we're not ready to go. Okay, cool. Right, so last time we played, you guys had just finished off dealing with the issues that was up in Whitestone Castle with the Grim Jester, and managed to obtain your Vix Oathbow and the guaranteed support of the Whitestone army for your final encounter with Kendra when you return to Akrai. You returned to the Hydra's Ale House, and there was a little bit of drinking, a little bit of shenanigans involved, and before several of you went away shopping for the entire day, spending money on questionable magical items. Before your return to the Hydra's Ale House, where you were unsure about some of your purchases that you had made, and tested one of them out, which turned out to be a magical tankard of air, which did have the warning of, for alcoholic beverages only, do not spill. And so in doing so, you filled it up with ale and threw it out into the middle of the tavern. At which point, an elemental made purely of ale, and aptly called an elemental, did spring forth and seemed to be somewhat of a threat to yourselves and the other patrons. And as you were making your way around it, trying to minimize the damage that it caused, while Nethtari ran upstairs in order to collect Corlina, as she was the conjuration specialist, she would more than definitely be able to do something about this. The elemental was actually captured by some sort of magical device by two human-looking individuals who entered the tavern. It turned out that these two individuals were hunters in two different regards. One, they were blood hunters, and two, they were bounty hunters. They'd been hired by Corlina's most favourite sibling, who had asked them to hunt her down and bring her home, as she had fled their home with a demonic individual who is definitely influencing her mind. There was the sudden revelation that Nethtari actually does have demonic blood flowing through his veins for the entire party, as the human individuals spoiled. Whoops. The two Asmar individuals, the Blood Hunters, they explained their situation and came up with a deal for you, considering that it had been the first time that they'd come across someone with demonic heritage who didn't actually show them any ill intention. They'd agreed to run a bit of disturbance with Anil's plans, and sought to potentially help you in future, but we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on you. Before you all parted ways, then, after making your way down to the stable, I believe you did manage to come up with a plan for making your way from Whitestone down to Syngorn, which was where your ultimate destination was, as you were unsure as to whether Syngorn would actually be on the material plane or not by the time you got down there. And with Coralina now in possession of basically a string of attunement rods that would allow her to plane shift to anywhere, almost anywhere, on the in the multiverse. You all grabbed hands, you plane shift, and were unfortunately not dropped into WestRuun. You were dropped down onto Gat Shadow, just to the west of WestRuun. But as you made your way down, you returned to the Broken Candle, the tavern that you'd stayed in your previous incursion here to WestRuun, where you began your last rest for the evening. Before your intended journey to the south, to Syngorn, where you would hopefully be able to speak to the leaders of Syngorn, the elven individuals there, and see about gaining their allegiance for your upcoming fight with Kenjor. So we'll open up as dawn hasn't broken yet. Victorless, as you said, you didn't get yourself a room. You did leave to find a high point on one of the buildings in WestRuun where you conduct your 4 hours of meditation, and we'll open up with yourself. What would you like to do?
I'll do my usual early morning scout of the surroundings, bearings, work out where things look like they are. If I can identify any kind of shops or
you've not been here for us. It's been about a week or two since you've actually since you last left, but not much has changed. You still, as you glance around, you do see in the religious ward, you do see the several of the temples to different deities that you'd found, that you'd 3 of them that you recognize that you'd went to. The run-down, kind of unkempt temple of Nerul, the temple to Bahamut, and the temple to Seilun. You do spot Crixum's Oddities just off in the distance, the magic item shop that you'd been to before, in which there was a little bit of an issue when it came to a filter of love. And just to your northeast, you can see the outer gate leading to the turf fields, where you had been tasked with going up there to deal with your first encounter with the steel predators to one of the farms out of the turf fields. But not much has changed, and there's not really much activity in the area. But the table is yours. What would you like to do?
Can I, while I've got some time to kill, can I find somewhere that's off the beaten track that I might be able to have a little practice with my bow without causing too much attention?
Yeah, you do remember that just to, out of that northeastern gate that took you up to the turf fields, there was the Bramblewood, the Bramblewood Forest. That was just you were literally on the edge of it, so you could very easily just head outside to the city wall, so that you're not using your weapon inside the city walls, and just take some target practice on some of the trees outside to practice with the Oathbow if you'd like.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll spend a few hours, just heading outside the city, set up some, fairly tricky targets, maybe some branches, sticks from trees and stuff that'll be hard to hit. Do some target practice with the Oathbow for a while.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll me three basic attack rolls, and let's see how you do. We'll have the results of these be it's not going to be difficult, obviously, but it's going to be how your actually is over the few hours that you're away by yourself.
I should be able to do attack oath bow, right?
Yes, that's correct, since you've updated. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a wall of text. Yep, 27 to hit. Oh, hold on, let me see that. Okay, that's good to know. It's good.
Shut off the description, or is that going to happen every time?
Say that again.
Is there a suffix that I can put on that to?
No, it just has the because it's part of the effect of the bow. So
yeah, fair enough.
It does have it there the entire time. So a 27, a 14, and a 17. Right, cool. So over the few hours of you making sure that you're properly strung the oath bow, it feels very at home in your hands, as you have used this weapon before everything kind of went to shit, and you woke up in that unknown keep surrounded by the cultists all that time ago. But you've got an oath bow back in your hands, and every draw to begin with, your confidence is there. It's boosted by the fact that you're using this weapon again, and using it against someone like your father. It's going to be a hell of a boost for combating your father, especially since he has his own oath bow. And in the first few hours goes quite well. You're able to set up some pretty difficult targets and actually land some of the shots. As the sun begins to rise, your focus does start to drift slightly, as the thoughts are lingering on the fact that the amount of time that has passed as you guys have been progressing through Tal'Dorei, trying to gain the allegiances of some of the city-states. You don't know where he is and what he's doing. You don't know how much has progressed back home, so your focus starts to dwindle as your thoughts start to drift. As the sun finally begins to rise over the plains, you do realize that you and your companions, you're more than equipped at the moment to hopefully deal with Kenjor. Probably just need a little bit more support before you can go home and actually begin the final assault on the palace of Denpasari. But after a few hours, with the sun rising and knowing that your companions should be awake here soon enough, do you return back to the Broken Candle where you last saw your companions, or would you like to do anything else?
No, I'll head back. I'll make my way through the town. Just taking a note. I mean, I know we've been here before, but just making sure I've got my bearings. So if people need to look for something, then we can point them in the right direction without wasting too much time. Because just a little bit anxious about our next stop on the journey. Thoughts of going to Syngorn are weighing heavy on my mind, put it that way. So I'll just take a casual stroll back. Wait for the others to wake up.
All right, cool. So with that, we will actually drop back to Temple, since you do wake up a couple hours in advance before Corlina and Nethtari. Is there anything that you yourself would like to do before the others wake up?
Temple will, as he has been overnight, continue again reading this book that he had on that contains information about beast hides, but with the hindsight of knowing now what Nethtari is, in particular looking at stuff to the effect of, are beast hides like truly demons, and what relations they have to demons, and that will probably be what Temple looks for and studies for a while yet.
Okay. So, unfortunately, with that is just the it's going to be a rinse and repeat of the same information that I've given David before, and yourself. Getting to that chapter, it is the one thing that you can take away from it after what the two blood hunters, you remember their name as Siriana and Kaltal, what they did mention to you is that this was the first time that they'd seen a beast-hide or a individual of demonic descent who wasn't inherently evil. And in your readings, you do come across quite a bit of information in regards to how that most, I say like 95% or roughly of individuals of demonic heritage do have a they do tend to side with evil in regards to their morality. They don't really do things, they're not really good or lawful. They tend to sit on neutral, but more edging towards evil, edging towards neutral more than anything, but they're never really good. So it does kind of reinforce your belief that now knowing that Nethtari is of demonic heritage, just because he's got demonic blood flowing through his veins doesn't mean he's a bad person. But with that, another 2 hours go by, and Coralina and Nethtari, you guys do manage to, wake up as the sun has fully risen into the air. You do hear the subtle bustling of people outside of WestRuun starting to go about their business, people coming and going into the tavern, although it's very seldom that you actually hear someone walking in and getting a room. Some people, you can assume they come in for something to eat or a drink and then leave again. But you do hear a lot of foot traffic heading towards the southern gate. But with the return of Victorious to the Broken Candle, the table is open for all four of you. What would you all like to do? And we will start with Coralina and Nethtari.
I mean, it's just getting up, getting our stuff together, because we do have some travel ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
On the way down? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say on the way downstairs, seeing Temple, assuming guarding us on the stairs, and reading the book. I didn't get much out of that book myself. It's a bit. Well, see, the thing is, books, they're all written by someone. And, well, who's this one written by? How does he know what the situation is, hey? Or she? How does she know what the situation is? You just wrote anything. Well,
Don't worry about that, Nethtari. I understand that those who write books sometimes have opinions. I won't take it to heart. I'll make my own assessment and judgment based on what I know about you. And you don't seem too evil to me, unless you're really, really bloody good at it.
no, I'm completely good. Very, very.
You lovely to me. And so far, you're one of the few of us that didn't have an evil spirit lurking in them. So, to be honest, you're pretty much cream of the crop at the moment, unless you have a Kenjar hiding in there too. Temple goes to poke his belly.
Nope, definitely no evil hiding in here at all. Sorry?
Well, I don't get the joke, but I'll think about it.
So who did write this book anyway? I mean, we could put him down and kill him.
It says here,
You
Derek
can,
Devonshire.
yeah, so what you say is that you can make something up, but I never actually gave you an author, so, and you're like, yeah, it says here, this person wrote it.
I can't even pronounce that. It's in foreign or something.
If I'd have taken notes, I'd have done something really clever then and named one of Kayla's siblings the one that does research.
Yeah, it's written in this,
Foreign language.
yeah, it's written in this funny script. I can't pronounce that.
That's cursive.
Okay. What? What does that mean? You mean it's a swear word?
No, it's just written in a fancy font.
Okay. So can you tell us who wrote this?
Do Lavalor? Fuck, he is. May I?
You take the
temple
book.
passes the book over.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip towards the back because with me reading a ton of books, there's usually a little self-wagging author section about the author.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
usually
yes,
like a
here we go.
blurb at the back that's like, oh yeah, this is who I am, this is what I've done and my achievements and stuff. So
With a
yeah,
Steve Jobs style illustration.
Says he studied under transmutation. Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes guest speaks at Warden Kynan Academy for arcane. Oh, I can't remember the stupid acronym I made up.
Prestigious.
It was MAD, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
MAAD, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was Morgan Kynan's Arcane Academy for the Arcane... Oh, I can't remember what the D stood for.
Well,
Discipline?
Disciplines! Yeah, Arcane Disciplines.
yes, MAD, MAAD.
Yeah, because when all else fails in learning magic, go mad.
Okay.
With
He's like not an actual expert, is he, on demons?
Oh, I like that change. Sorry, I've just noticed a change to an update to Roll20, and I really like it as a DM. But yeah, can I get Temple and Nethtari to go ahead and roll me history checks? And while you guys are rolling that, it's a little sidebar. Oh shit! I didn't mean to click that. Adam, you may actually be aware of this now, but a recent update to Roll20 has the page toolbar is no longer a side-scrolling thing for the map. It's now it's no longer horizontal; it's a vertical scroll, which is so much better because you can see so much more. And it's so easy. It's so much easier to go through stuff. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting change. I like it. So an 11 and a 16. Between the two of you, you actually recognize the name of Mordenkainen's Academy for the Arcane Disciplines, was it?
Arcane Disciplines.
Yes, there you go. See? Kind of remember it. You actually remember where this is located. It's actually located in Umberport, where Richmond studied. Your old warlock friend studied in, before becoming a warlock, studied in Mordenkainen's Academy for the Arcane Disciplines in Umberport.
I
Yeah,
miss
that's all it
Richmond
says
so
about
much.
this guy.
I mean, you never know. There might have been it looks like quite an old book. There might have been a second edition which was updated and, where he took it back after he learned more. And it's probably just, this is out of date. And I mean, the
author.
Well, the guy gave you the book for free. I mean, you don't give away, the new version for free, do you? You just give away the old
No,
version.
actually, the opposite is true. You give away the second editions. You keep the first editions. They're worth more.
So which version do I have?
I investigate the spine of the book.
Second edition.
Oh,
My brother's not stupid. I'm surprised you were able to get a second edition out of him.
why is that? Better
You know
than
how you are with teeth and claws and all kinds of shiny baubles?
Uh-huh.
He's like that with books.
Wow, he was. He must actually quite like me then. Well, at least one of your brothers isn't trying to kill me. Sending people out to have me killed.
There's a few that aren't trying to kill you. They seem neutral.
All right. So, are you guys going to see about getting your breakfast before proceeding on your journey, trying making your way south towards Syngorn?
I have no feelings either way because I can conjure my own breakfast.
I hate you. Just food. Although technically speaking, you know, if you eat something, you deal damage to it, therefore it disappears. But hey ho, I'm not going to be that nasty.
You rolled differently at the start, so
I know I'm not going to be that mean to change the rules halfway through the game. And be like, no. But yeah, so you guys, is that the plan? Get your breakfast and then head south towards Syngorn as quickly as possible, or do you guys want to do anything else while you're still here in WestRuun?
So, the lady behind the bar told us about the place where we teleported in. It was near to an old wizard's tower. Was it a sorcerer's tower?
I don't remember either a wizard or sorcerer.
Anyone kind of curious about that? We didn't really have a proper look around while we were up there, did we? We could just have a quick scout. It's kind of not on the way, but
It's like the complete opposite way.
I mean, I guess we are in quite a hurry.
I mean, like she also said, Syngorn isn't going to be around for too much because they're going to go up to the Feywilds. I mean, I have no idea how in the hell they're going to move a city, but if they've done it before, I'd actually like to see. So that'd be...
Lots and lots of magic. Probably some beer.
Some incredibly powerful magic, no doubt. And probably less beer than you might think. It's hard to concentrate on such incredibly powerful spells when you're intoxicated. I mean, you know, those stronger spells, you really need to think about it, don't you?
Some, not all.
From what I was told, they've got much better things than beer down there.
Oh?
If what we've been told is to be believed. And if they're moving the city, then those are the things of fairy tales from my childhood. As much as I'm hesitant to go there, Carolina's right. We should get
We need to make haste. Perhaps we should just take the bulletin board before we set off and make sure there's no errands that we could do on the way. You know, there might be some errands that are having been taken down to. No, but the barmaid said everybody's gone off down there this week, so I would assume that anything left of that nature would be long gone by now.
What's our plan for travel from here? As you say,
Either
Nethtari.
horses or, I mean, I unfortunately can't do anything crazy with that again because, I mean, if I try to do that whole plane shifting again to Syngorn, we might end up, like, further away.
Just wonder, Nethtari, as you say, people are heading in that direction to see the city shift. Maybe we can find ourselves a mode of transport with some people are heading in that direction anyway.
Yeah. Stow away, you think?
Not necessarily stow away.
Perhaps something
I
such
just
as
look at Temple at the mention of stowing away.
I was going to suggest the merchant's caravan and offer our free services as guardsmen against bandits, but your idea of turning us all into turtles is definitely much better. That is what you were thinking, right?
Okay.
I like the turtle idea.
We'll better had just check first, see if there's any caravans heading that way.
You don't like Coralina's turtle idea?
I suppose we could do turtles. Is that really what you want?
I never suggested a plan about being a turtle. I just mentioned that Temple, with his large size, he'd be difficult to stow away.
Nonsense. You can put me in a large coffin and pretend you're transporting a large coffin.
To an elven city that's due to depart into the Feywild in a couple of days.
I could stay completely still, as I usually do, and you could pretend I was a suit of armor being taken to the Royal Armory as a gift. Or we could just get a carriage.
We could probably flag down a carriage. Huh. Colin is still wanted round here. There was just another set of bounty hunters tracked it down just yesterday. So we probably want to blend in.
Okay. What do you want?
I don't know. There's always we could do some magic, cast, disguise, self, pass without trace, whatever.
What do you want? That's my question.
Yeah. How should we do this?
Blonde, redhead.
Oh. Well, that's up to you.
Oh, okay. We'll go with a brunette human.
All right. That is with your disguise self, yeah. So yeah, she morphs down a little bit. You become appear a little bit taller, long flowing chestnut brown hair. And it doesn't look too dissimilar from Coralina, but there are a few distinct differences that you can see as Coralina does cast disguise self on herself.
I mean, still got the book and everything, so.
Well, that's the disguise. You don't think they're looking for a party of 4 individuals? Though. Female traveling with 3 males is a little suspicious.
If you're into it, let's flip genders, shall we?
All right, with your disguise self, you become a male instead.
Brunette male.
Brunette male
Better?
human.
Yeah, the voice is still the same. Better?
That's better. Well, I mean, it's weird.
Why not
Well,
make
you
yourself
said-
an elf while you're at it?
What?
I mean, do you really want it?
Well,
I
my
was-
thinking was that disguises may not be needed, given that I could probably come up with a valid story for visiting an elven city traveling to the Feywild, since it is my heritage. But if you're all going to play dress up, then Go right ahead.
Actually, maybe it'd be better as an elf. It's a bit more legitimate for this.
One last time.
All right. Make sure you've expended your 3 spell slots for it.
What takes a spell slot each time?
Every time you change how you look, you have to use a new spell slot. So that's it's only first levels, but it's 3 first level spell slots gone.
It's okay. I can get that back on a short rest. Cause wizard.
Right. So
Oh,
now,
better.
Well, I think we all look suitably elfy.
yeah, I can probably shave, and then I'll look kind of healthy.
I can just imagine Temple, like, just off to the side going, like, with the fingers, trying to pretend that he has pointy ears like an elf does.
Fellow elves. My elf fellows. Fellow elves.
While the antidote is apt, I could always transform into one of my lighter appearances. It's just there's no tactical advantage into doing so, except a minor benefit to stealth race scenarios. And well, Warforged don't have gender, so I'd still be the Warforged you know and love today. Unless I change to my scout form. That is feminine in appearance, but I'm quite worried Nethtari would enjoy that far too much.
What? You can change into an elf?
No, goodness no, but we could definitely stick some pointy ears onto me.
What's your
And
scout?
I'd
form?
Right. Well, I've got an hour of this, so if we want to get on, can.
You just cut out there
Oh, I
when
was
you were
gonna say,
turning
I've
the call.
got an hour of disguise self, so
Okay, we should try and hitch a ride with someone as soon as possible. Then.
All right. So is that the plan for you guys to see about hitching a ride to the south as you guys are making your way down towards Syngorn?
Yeah, what do you reckon? We just start walking, and any passing carts that look like they're heading that way, we try to flag down and catch a lift with them?
Yeah.
If we head southwards,
Or is there
out
a...
towards the limits of the city, see if anyone's looking like they're travelling in that direction. Elves for sure, if we can see any. Maybe accommodating.
Yeah, of course they'll be accommodating, because we're all fellow elves.
Doesn't always work that way with elves and Nethtari, but it's our best hope for a trouble-free journey.
I was born with a chemical. What's the opposite of deficiency? That, but for iron in my blood, and that's why I'm all metal.
Yes, but you're still an elf. Remember that.
Why did nobody laugh at my joke?
All right. Well, I give you a chuckle if that counts or anything. As you, if that's the plan, we will go ahead with that. If you guys trying to flag down a potential cart or carriage that's making their way south that had primarily elven individuals who may be making their way down south to Syngorn. Is that what you guys want to do? Yeah.
Don't have to be, but yeah, I mean, elves would be preferable.
Yeah,
because we
but-
know they're probably going straight there. But anyone who seems to be
Anyone who seems to be cool. I could. You can either all give me a perception check, or one of you can give me a perception check at advantage. It's up to you guys.
I can give it one advantage if you want, guys, or what?
yeah, go ahead.
Anyone have any preference?
I've got a plus 11 on my perception.
Okay, you can do it if you want.
Victor Alice, stand on my shoulders and have a look around.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
gonna get this whole walking like a dude thing down.
Perception with advantage.
Da. 21. You do spot, like, there's quite a lot of carriages that are making their way out through the southern gate. Seem to be making their way towards Syngorn. A lot of them have a lot of cargo in tow, lots of dried fruits, vegetables, rare items, and stuff like that. Something that they'd be able to potentially sell as they get to Syngorn. Perhaps they're just taking some business down to Syngorn. You do come across one carriage that's currently, it's actually moving without any kind of animal assistance. It's just a four-wheeled carriage that seems to be moving by itself, and there is an elven individual who is just sat up front, who isn't holding any reins. He's just sat there reading a book, and as he's reading, he does actually notice the four of you on the side taking a look around, and with a wave of his hand, the cart does stop and turns to all of you. It's like, well, good day. You don't happen to be looking for travel down to Syngorn, are you?
Sure.
That you should ask.
Oh, well, most people these days are wanting to make their way down to Syngorn. It's not often that you get to see the transition of an entire city from the prime material to the Feywilds. I myself have seen it several times in my lifetime, but I know youngsters such as yourself and your companions who do not live anywhere near as long as us. They may only see it once, or may never see it at all in their lifetime. It's what I do. It's my business. I try to taxi individuals from places such as WestRuun or up by a Whitestone or even a Mon, and allow them travel down to Syngorn at a reasonable price, of course.
I mean, it'll be an especially reasonable price for us fellow elves, won't it?
It's funny that you say that, but that one doesn't really look like an elf, as he points to Temple.
It's a very tough suit of armor.
This is
I jest, of course. I am a protector of my good lord here.
dedicated to our cause, trusted bodyguard, security, and friend.
And who amongst you is a lord, exactly?
A lord? Well, Lord Nethtari himself.
Oh, and where do you keep your lordship, Nethtari?
Well, well, the thing is, it's future lord. I've not quite inherited the title yet, so you know,
So it will still be for a price.
Hmm.
Even if it is for a future lord. But for a price. For the four of you? You do look quite capable. Are you good in a fight? I trust you can use that bow of yours.
Me? Oh, I can use both of them. Not at the same time.
And you, and he nods to you, Coralina. What exactly do you do? I do not see any weapons or armor upon you.
Scholar. Scholar.
Scholar. Does that mean that you're adept in the arcane? Can you defend yourself, or are you going to run and hide like a coward?
I can't wait to find out why this gentleman requires people who can defend ourselves.
Yeah, is this a dangerous road ahead? Or what?
It can be. It can be quite dangerous, as what happens when you have a large collection of individuals who are traversing the same road to one destination. Bandits, of course. People are quite easy prey for all of the bandit camps that may be between here and Syngorn. So,
Fair enough. But surely the bandits aren't going to go for a cart full of people, so we'd be helping you get there safely as well. And also, of all the carts, I'm sure they're not going to attack the one which is moving along with no visible means of.
no, why would you assume that? It is my carriage is powered by arcane means that proves that I am quite a powerful artificer, which would, in kind, would, if you think logically, would kind of draw more bandits in towards me, because might have quite powerful magical artifacts that they may be able to steal. And let's face it, 9 or 10 bandits against myself.
9 or 10 maybe, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
If I was going to rob a cart, I wouldn't go for the one which looks like it's got a powerful artificer in control of it, because I could get turned into a frog or something. And I'd go for the little old man, little old woman that, hobbling along with can't defend themselves.
Yes, but the thing with attacking little old men and little old women is they don't have much to their name. There's no point in robbing from someone if there's nothing to rob now, is there?
Well, there's if you don't want to get turned into a frog.
I don't know what conception you have of artificers such as myself, but we don't really do that.
Me neither.
Spells like polymorph, they're more for, well, those who study among the different schools of magic, the wizards. That's the name for them.
So what are you then?
As I said, I am an artificer. I do not deal with do not focus primarily on any of the different schools of magic. I use my magic to alter devices that are already in creation or devices that I create of myself. Such as this. And he pulls out it's a small metal box, about the size of a tennis ball. And at first glance, it looks completely harmless, but at the top you do see there is a slight little black patch at the top. He just kind of holds it out to you. Like, my latest invention. I hope I don't have to use it, but if something bad happens, you may get to see it.
Well, if you have us aboard for the journey, we'll offer you the protection you may need and can agree a suitable price for our convenience.
Suitable price for your convenience, with the added addition of multiple layers of defense, plus the protection of my property and well-being, and the potential defense of other individuals who are on the road. I could offer you, 4 of you, 100 gold pieces, I would say. 25 each. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair. Okay.
Agreed?
Excellent. Well, if you would kindly pass over the required gold amount and hop aboard, we will be most definitely able to make your way down to Syngorn.
Okay, I'll get that, everyone. If you want.
I'd be happy to hop aboard, but I'm worried all the extra weight on one might damage something.
Do not worry. I can adjust the strength of the cart itself to accommodate for any weight.
Okay,
excellent.
I'll pay the 100. Okay.
Temple uses one hand to assist in raising his right leg and hops aboard.
As you hop, you do you do feel the cart like bay like to an extreme under your weight as the elven individual turn. He just snaps his fingers, and as you hesitate for a moment before the cart actually slowly begins to lift back up and is no longer baying under your weight. Very simple, really. Just adjust the density of the material that the cart is made of to accommodate for the. Well, and I mean no offense when I say this, but to the weight of an individual who's climbing aboard.
Truly spectacular. Truly.
And as Temple makes his way up, I'll follow.
Alright, is everyone climbing aboard?
Yep, and also, yep.
Alright, well, with everyone climbing aboard and everyone settled in place with the money exchanged hands, with a clap of his hands, the cart suddenly lurches into motion. It's not very smooth to begin with, and it just kind of calls back to, my apologies, it's still a bit experimental. I'm hoping to maybe be able to mass produce this for carts going in future and maybe make a business of it, but still in the testing phase and still, like I said, experimental. I did forget to mention that there is a solid chance that the cart might explode. But that doesn't matter now. You're aboard. Let's go. And he begins to, the cart begins to trundle forward, picking up pace until it's at pace with the other horse-drawn carts that are moving to the south.
So I reckon he just uses invisible horses.
How does that explain the rebalancing of the weight of the cart? Large, small, well, a wide, flat horse underneath?
Invisible cart gnomes. You sort of hold it up and balance it on the shoulders or something.
Then I wonder why they would have the need for wheels.
It still has to travel on the ground, so it's easier for it to roll on wheels versus maintain the exertion on the weave to make it float. Especially if weight is constantly having to be balanced and rebalanced.
If there were invisible gnomes beneath the cart, as Nethtari suggests, that they would be providing the propulsion, and surely the wheels turning would cause them to have to maybe gallop slightly in order to keep up pace.
Do you need a way to test for invisible cart gnomes? I think we could reach around the side of the cart and have a poke with a stick or something.
I'm sure poking random pieces of wood underneath the mechanics of a moving cart could end in anything other than disaster, Nethtari. Let's assume for now that invisible cart gnomes may or may not be a thing, but unlikely that they are the source of propulsion for this particular vehicle.
Yeah, we're going to try to look behind the cart to see if we can see, hundreds of tiny footprints in between our cart tracks.
Roll me an investigation check. 12. You kind of glance out the back tarp and look down, and initially it clicks in your head. Oh my god, I was right, there are hundreds of footprints! And then as you kind of take a closer look, you realise that they're just horse hooves from all the carts that had gone before you all. There's seemingly, unless they're able to, like perhaps they've consistently have
Finding
passed without a
invisible
trace.
horses.
Yeah, unless they have passed without a trace cast on them or something, so that they don't actually leave any tracks behind. At the prospect of lots of little gnomes carrying this cart and moving it forward, or invisible horses, might not be within the realms of possibility. Right, so as you guys progress, I would like, and this is actually going to work out really well. You're going to each and every one of you is going to roll a D100 for me, and over the 4 days of travel, will determine what happens as you progress. So if I could get one from Victorious first, please. D191. Damn.
I'm gonna say during our journey, DM, I'm gonna try to keep disguise self up as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like have it down where he's, where our host is, if he happens to look back, I would cast a quick disguise self of like, yep.
Okay.
Scholar. Scholar.
Go ahead and roll me. I'm going to say 4 different deception checks, and I'll take the average of the 4. It's going to be one for each day of travel.
Gotcha. You say disadvantage?
No, just deception checks, not disadvantage, just deception checks.
Okay.
Because you are
What's my
with your
D100?
disguise self. Thank you. 2. Can I get David and Evelyn to roll me your D100s, please?
Okay.
100 from David. And a 25 from Evelyn.
I've done it wrong. It just says result 100. Surely not that.
Oh, no, yeah, you didn't add the D. You just rolled 100.
Rolled 100.
Check.
Oops, Chris.
Oh, 4, 16, 15, and 11. So that's what? 30. Or sorry, 20, 35, 46. 11 average 63. Huh. Okay. So after the first leg of travel.
Can I, DM, before we go into any events on the journey, can I just do something? So,
Yeah.
back when we were, like, I was creating little random pouches for diamond dust and all this sort of stuff. Would I have some of that kind of leather and canvas material left over probably in my bag? Or
Yeah.
I don't need much, just some scraps and stuff. So on that first day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and create a like braided string out of some of the leftover supplies that I've got.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to hang upon that necklace style my ring of free action.
Okay.
And during that first day, once I finish it, I'm going to say to Temple, now that I have this bow, I have no capacity to use the skills that this endows upon me. However, I think it may be of more use to you, and I'm going to hand Temple over the kind of necklace with the ring of free
Okay.
action on it.
Do you take it, Temple?
Sure. What is this for, Victor?
It'll stop you being slowed down in case you need to get close to an enemy and they're trying to inhibit you. Thought about it, and I think it will benefit you more than any of us. So,
I do like to get up close, and that, I suppose, would certainly help you guys keep abreast of the close quarters combat.
It means that magic can't slow you down, you can't be paralyzed, you can't be restrained. You can walk through difficult terrain without hindrance. So if you need to get to the bad guy, there's not a lot they can do to stop you.
Or likewise, if I can get to the good guy and heal them much faster.
Indeed. Anyway, it's
Okay.
yours. I'll hand it over.
Have already added that to your inventory, Temple, so you can just refresh that if you'd like. Did you remove it from yours, Adam, or do you want me to do it for you?
No, I can do that.
Cool. Go right ahead and do so. Remove your ring of free action. And I will say this because the progression is going to be you guys traveling for the next few days. You can everyone get a long rest in, and any spells and stuff that you cast in the meantime, you don't need to expend spell slots for, because you're going to get your short and long rests as you are just traveling for quite some time. You're not really going to be doing anything. You can just immediately attune to that item if you do equip it, Evelyn, because again,
Yes,
you will have more than enough time to actually study the item and figure out how it works, and the with like Coralina's assistance, the arcane aspects behind the ring and what it does, and how it affects your body once you've got it on your finger. Okay, so back to the D191 from Victoria. So on your actually, as you're as you've taken off and it's starting to get late into the evening, the rest of your companions they all seem to have, like, they've all fallen asleep, since they all need to their sleep, minus Temple, who's just gone inactive. You take to the highest point that you can while you guys are moving. The elven individual who you were with, who promptly identified himself. His name is Baal. That's Bhall. He has already gone into his meditative state, so you are alone, and so you go to the highest point that you possibly can, as you normally do while it's in darkness, and glance out to the road ahead of you. And the road ahead of you seems completely clear of any other carriages or carts or anything that have been drawn. It's completely clear. You seem to, perhaps with the arcane abilities of this cart, perhaps it doesn't really need to stop as often, so you manage to overtake a lot of the preceding carts. As you're making your way down south, you do see a strange visage before you. You see a group of individuals on horseback heading towards you. They look vaguely familiar. Initially, it's just 4. There's an elven individual with long dark hair, a half-elven individual, another elven individual who seems to have a very pale complexion on his face, and what looks to be a blue-scaled dragonborn. And as they progress further towards you, you see the pale complexion of the elven individual kind of shift and change to become a white-scaled dragonborn. The blue-scaled dragonborn seems to shift and shrink as it gets closer to what looks to be a dark-skinned individual with bright, like strawberry blonde hair. Looks to be some kind of genasi. And as they approach, first the genasi just seems to disappear. Then the half-elven individual. And then all that's left is the very vague, familiar-looking elven individual with the long black hair, and as they almost get face to face with you, they just disappear completely. Take that for what you will. Scrolling back up to D100, Carolina, you're a numero dos, so this is going on to day number 2. Let's take a look at my table and see what happens. Nice. I was kind of somewhat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where you guys progress to. As you guys are progressing down, it's about midday, and you know you get out and stretch your legs as you're walking alongside the cart and stuff. You know, like the cart can seemingly able to slow down and pick up speed as and when Ball wants it to. As you step aside, you take the lead. You know, you're consistently checking that your disguise self is being recast as often as possible to keep up your appearance. Before a very obvious and very concerned looking gnome runs out from one of the bushes on the side, his hands kind of down at his crotch as he hobbles along, completely naked, looks around, spots you and goes, "Oh, bother!" and then immediately turns around and poddles back into the side of the bush. You run over and just do a quick double check of what the fuck just happened, but the gnome seems to be gone.
Okay, I'm just gonna get back in the car. I'm not gonna talk about this.
I do have a D100 table of random encounters that I'm using, and literally number two, a naked gnome runs across the path, gasps at the party, then runs back, cannot be pursued. That is literally what it says.
Nice.
All right, who's next? Evelyn on a
I feel
25.
I'm quite excited. Let's have a look outside the car and see what happens.
Okay. Interesting. As you guys are progressing down tempo, you know, you've you don't really need as much rest as the others do. So you know you keep active, keep moving as you're progressing further down the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you guys make it all the way down to here, you're almost at Syngorn, and you do hear a very strange song playing in the distance. It's talking like the song lyrics go on about a group of heroes who began with very small deeds, who are locally known, who were thrust into a situation of greater heroics, who found friends and family along their path, who lost companions, gained loved ones, and ultimately defeated an ancient evil. Could you roll me a d6, please?
Sure.
5. Okay. As you listen to it, you you point out the singing to the rest of your companions, including Ball, as you're closing in on Syngorn. And I will give each and every one of you inspiration for you to use for the session. So on your character sheet, You will have the inspiration box just next to your walking speed. Please click it and you'll have a little symbol that will pop up. Inspiration will be a one-time use that will grant you advantage on anything that you would like to use it for. So if you roll an attack and you want to use your inspiration to give yourself advantage on it, if something is forcing you to have disadvantage, you can use your inspiration to then negate that. If you think you might fail a check, you can use your inspiration to re-roll, anything like that. The only thing you can't really do with it is re-roll damage. But you will all have inspiration to use. And lastly, Nethtari on a 63. Huh. Very interesting. Okay. So as you guys are you progress, you can see the remnants of Syngorn just off in the distance. You know you've probably got about the last portion of the day's travel to continue on before you actually make it into the city proper. But the cart suddenly kind of shudders and rolls to a stop. Ball kind of hops out and just slides underneath the cart and just, I'm terribly sorry. The mechanism seems to have malfunctioned. This does happen quite often, I'm afraid. I'm surprised it actually managed this entire distance without breaking down once. It's going to take me about an hour to repair, maybe, if you don't mind. I can offer you some money back, of course, for the inconvenience.
Maybe conjure some horses to pull a cart?
Unfortunately, the way the magic's within the cart, it doesn't allow any external force from displacing it. It's of the magic of my own design to actually move it through my command. So anything that tries to will be wounded. It is purely to prevent anyone from rendering myself unconscious or unable to move and then taking the cart away. It's a preventative measure of theft.
Okay. I could try and give you a help with the mechanism. I want to see how these gnomes work.
It is a private design, I'm afraid. I do not know what you're talking about when it comes to gnomes, but I will get this sorted as quickly as I can. Please just bear with me. It shouldn't be too long. As he dives underneath the cart, could I get each and every one of you to roll me perception checks?
Look out, he's got a gun.
9, 21, 19, 10. Okay, so between all of you, you've got, it's about 45 minutes go by, and Ball's still underneath the cart as you guys are, just pacing around, making sure nothing nasty is about to approach you. Any wildlife that approaches, you manage to scare away. Like any wolves that show up, you manage to turn back to make sure nothing bad happens. But after a short period of time, Victorious at the 21, as you're patrolling, you do actually come across something that seems to be hidden away in a bunch of shrubbery.
A shrubbery?
Yeah, shrubbery.
Wait.
As you clear it away and take a look, it's very old, very damaged, but on the 21 you can tell that it is a shrine of sorts.
Well, is it kind of overgrown and?
Yeah, from the way that you've removed the shrubs and the way it looks, it doesn't look like it's been kept Like the shrine has been built and maybe been used for a period of time, and then perhaps the followers of this shrine to a god of sorts have they've passed away, and they've not been, and no one else has actually come to pay tribute to the shrine and make sure it's upkept, and so it's just kind of degraded and is now overgrown. But you have found it and have unearthed it.
Temple?
Yes?
Do you recognize any of the symbolism of this? I seem to have found something here.
Just 1 second while I come over.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
We'll walk over, and as before, there's the extremely worn, withered shrine to a god of some sort. There are a few markings on the shrine itself. If you do want to try and ascertain to whom the shrine is, you would be a religion check at disadvantage.
My goodness, I wonder if this is a religion I've known before, perhaps one of the older gods. I'll certainly take a look. I've studied an awful lot, but I'm not so sure about this. I'm going to take a closer look.
All right, religion check at disadvantage. Ooh, natural one.
It looks French to me.
So like a lot of the markings that you've seen that some of them you begin to recognize, but then you then start to double doubt yourself, because a lot of the markings seem to be corroded in a way that one symbol could mean 5, and it could be a multitude of different gods that you've done your research on when you were trying to ascertain who your deity truly was. Unfortunately, you're not able to identify who this shrine belongs to.
Seems quite generic, Victoralis. These language, these symbols along this round here, many religions choose these. Perhaps too many for me to be able to really tell. Perhaps from some kind of a derivative religion, but I'm afraid it's none of the major ones or even minor ones that I've heard of, at least as far as I can tell. I'd probably stay away from it. Often shrines out in the wilderness like this are of pagan, very ancient gods, the kinds that take any advantage they can. If someone were to happen by.
It seems neglected. It's been here a long time, and I never really understood why people build these things in the first place.
Are there any visible offerings that might indicate perhaps the kind of shrine it is?
There are what you can see, offerings of very wilted stems of, perhaps it might have been flowers or something. Anytime you touch them, they do just kind of crumble and wilt away into dust. What looks to be some kind of very faded and withered ribbons and such. There have been offerings that have been made, but again, it's been unkempt for such a long time, and doesn't seem that there hasn't been any recent offerings. But you can tell that there was offerings previously, just not really. There's no real way to determine who the offerings are made to. And as a paladin, you would also know passively that an offering can be of anything to any god. Even if it's a god of evil, you could offer something really evil, like the blood of a child, or you could just simply offer money.
Sacrifice of this thing.
Yeah, but glancing around, looking around the area, there doesn't seem to be there's no bones or anything like that. So there's no sacrificial offerings that you can see anyway.
That seems harmless enough, I suppose.
Still, this could be cursed. It could have some kind of a protection spell, perhaps one with good intent that simply causes trouble for any kind of thing that should touch it.
In which case, it's probably best left alone. It's been here this long. We have no reason to disturb it.
I definitely agree. There's only danger to be gained, and unless you know it's of your own god. Don't show it to Nethtari. I am worried he might deface it or something.
Or mark it, or anything. Agreed. I'll sort of push any of the brush and stuff
Back.
over to where it
Okay.
was. And leave it
So-
as-
Just for the sake of the way it's written here on my table, the two of you, you're not making an offering to this shrine.
Temple has advised against it quite heavily.
and I have no faith in these shrines or anything to do with them, so
Okay.
I've no interest in offering anything to a shrine like this.
Okay. Good to know.
Entire system over there having a look at something.
You can roll me a perception check and find out.
Oh God, here we go.
$12. You do, just as Victorless and Temple just kind of brush the shrubbery back onto the shrine and turn away from it. On a 12, the one thing that you do immediately notice, Nethtari, is that as they walk away, the shrine itself seems to just sink very ominously, or, well, not a shrine, but because you don't know what it is, but whatever it is they were interacting with just does sink very ominously into the ground before you see a very dull red glow light from the ground behind them. Temple and Victorless, roll me perception checks, please.
We left that shrine alone.
Oh, that's another natural one, Temple. Jeez, you're not having a good night tonight. But Victorless, on the 14, as you guys are turning away, you kind of slow down as Temple overtakes you. You can hear some rumbling from behind you, and it doesn't seem like there's like there's something strange that's afoot, and as you kind of glance over your shoulder, you do see what looks to be a red-skinned hand reach up from a gaping hole where the shrine was. Another red-skinned hand reaches up and starts to lift itself out of the hole, and you do see a very familiar visage before you of the red-skinned, dual-horned headed visage, black leathery wings, a blade that seems to crackle with a lightning sheathed to its hip, and what looks to be a line of fire like that slowly seeps out, like almost as if it's made of liquid from like wrapped around its wrist. For it stands too in hold on a second, I'm just double checking something here. In a language that none of you understand, it barks out at something behind it in the hole, and for other familiar looking demonic entities spring forth from the ground as this erupts from before you, as a Baelor And 4 of the dog-like creatures that you'd interacted before when you were hunting the werewolf family, Temple, you recognize these beings as, I believe I had them, they were Shusula. Yes, Shusula. You recognize these creatures. Are now there before you as the ground kind of swallows back up and solidifies itself. The shrine now are non-existent. And that's where we're going to take a quick break as we get ready for our initiative rounds. As unfortunately, and I will read this out for you as well, 63, abandoned, unidentifiable shrine. If the party doesn't make an offering, they trigger a combat encounter. So that's why I had to double check of you guys are not making an offering. Nope. Okay. All right. Cool.
I've noticed a lot of these sorts of shrines on the roads in the Alps, especially in Italy. It's like every mile or so there will be in the hedge a shrine and I don't know, that's like a little. It's got a roof on and there's just things left in it. And I'm told these shrines are usually where somebody has died on the road.
Scott, you'll love this. You'll love this. I was just for a moment there in my own thoughts, cackling to myself. We didn't interact with it. We ruined Scott's encounter.
and then you realize afterwards that if we'd made an offering, we wouldn't be a combat encounter now. Yay! But there is a polar opposite to that.
I'd be left alone.
There's a polar opposite to that. Just down below it, there is a demon shrine covered in blood. If the party makes an offering, they trigger a combat encounter. So, like, it was close.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, so it was like you in both situations you were 50-50. So if you'd made an offering, you would you didn't, but in this case you didn't. So you have triggered
I mean, bloody hell! You know, imagine being punished for not praying on it.
Well,
I mean,
we're not going to give you anything to pray, but if you don't pray,
he's going to do a sneak attack knife throw in the back, like in Eurovision.
Am I right? I've fought Baylor before. They're the ones that explode really, really violently when they die.
Yes, those are the ones that fucking killed me.
Yes.
Fire!
Well, no, because it was a Glabrezu that killed you and it snapped your neck.
I'm sorry, the Glabrezu snapped my neck, but the Baylor exploding rendered me unconscious.
Yes. But anyway, with that, we are going to go and take a quick break. So we'll drop AFK here, go for a bio break, go grab something to eat, something to drink. I myself am going to actually refill my bowl of korma because I still have a pot of korma on the stove. So I'm going to go and grab that and munch that. And I have some donuts next to me as well that I want to sink my teeth into. Oh. So, yeah, look, sugar donuts. Yes, they look amazing. So, I've got some sugar donuts to sink my teeth into. So we will get onto that and we will be back, we'll say back for past, and we'll get stuck into this this combat encounter. So we will be back shortly. Right, here we are. I'm still currently munching the rest of my korma, but we will most definitely get into this and sincerely hope this combat encounter doesn't last longer than an hour and a half, because some of us have work tomorrow. Oh well, whoops. Hey ho, this is where the dice roll. So, can I get everyone to please roll me initiative?
Why do we need to roll initiative? Are these not travelling merchants?
Balls.
Balls for sale.
Bring out your balls.
Yeah. Fuck, that is never good.
Scott, can I please roll that again? My number wasn't very high.
No. Carolina. Carolina, what was your initiative?
10.
10. Nethtari, what was your initiative?
14.
14. Temple, well, yours was 7. I see that. Victoris, what is your...
Over 9,000.
So 9001.
No, just 9. Sorry.
Ah, just 9. Okay. What's your dex modifier?
Oh no. All of it.
Sorry, plus what?
+3.
Plus 3. Cool. Put that up to that. And then put that up to that. Because that sorts it all out. Cool. Right. So, at the top of the initiative order, Nethtari, what would you like to do? I will say actually before we begin, let me quickly just do this here. Oh, not that. Sorry. Let me draw that again. If you guys want anywhere in that that big blue square, if you want, you can reposition yourselves there before we start initiative to wherever you would like to. Like, so if you'd like to hop behind the rock for cover or move by the cart or something like that, you can reposition yourself within that square before the initiative starts for free.
I yell out, okay, we could really do to get the cart moving now! I'm going to assume because it's a demon, it probably won't want to attack me so much anyway.
Imagine the look on his face if we're just all pissed off in the car now.
But I'm going to make a preemptive strike because we've fought these before and they're usually not friendly at all. They just have they have one thing on their mind and that's killing us. So I'm going to cast a spell I've never cast before.
Oh.
Insect Plague.
Oh, sorry, we haven't done moving ourselves. So I'm going to move myself next to the cart there.
Okay.
At 7th level.
Yeah, I got you. For a few reasons.
7th level.
I was over there.
And I'm going to cast it so that the point will probably be on the Glabra Zoo, 20-foot radius. Baylor, sorry. So it ends just, keeps all that area in the sort.
All right, so that's a 20-foot radius circle there. So,
Yeah.
what about that?
Probably a little bit closer, maybe.
About that?
Yeah.
Okay. I will delete the square. You guys are so a spell has been cast. You guys are locked in, unfortunately. So, insect plague concentration. Let me mark you with concentration.
What do you mean you guys are locked in? You mean if it'd been nice to it, it might have just left us
Oh
alone?
no! I mean, like, I did give you that square of movement, so if you guys wanted to reposition yourselves, then you could. But you cast a spell, so that's it. Wherever you guys are, that's it. If you haven't moved, that's just too bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, insect plague concentration spell. Swarming, biting locusts fill a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point that you choose within range. The sphere spreads around corners. The sphere remains for the duration, and the area is lightly obscured. The sphere's area is difficult terrain. When the area appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 4d10 piercing damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Creature must also make the saving throw when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. When you cast a spell using a slot of 6th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d10 for each slot above the level of 5th. So 7th level gives it a 6d10 of damage. So I will go ahead and roll their con saving throws. What is the DC of that? Your spell save?
Saving throws. Is that a wisdom? I think plus
Or is
8.
No, it's a Constitution saving. So if you're going to your spell tab, at the top it should have save DC.
Yeah, you got modifier, spell attack, and save DC just along the top on the spells tab.
Save DC 16. Sorry.
16. Cool. Right. So the Baylor, he succeeds on that, and they've got that too. So number 1 fails. Number 2 saves. Number 3 fails. Number 4 fails. So go ahead and roll me 6d10 of damage. damn. 2 10s and 1 2 6. I mean, that's not bad, actually. It's above average. I think. Oh, no, that's about average. But still, Shisuber number 1 takes 36, dropping down to... Or, sorry, no, 32. Yeah, he failed, so he takes full. Number 2 saved, so takes, 19? Dropping him down to that. That. And that. Cool. You still have your bonus action and movement if you would like to use it, because that was an action. Yeah, bonus action or movement. And movement, sorry.
Yeah, probably going to huddle behind this rock with Corlina.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, maybe not too close. I don't, yeah, probably around there, somewhere hopefully out of view.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right, cool. Carolina, you're up.
Okay. Well, I don't care about getting caught anymore without my disguise. So I am going to off that should be within range. It is. Yay. I need a 20-foot square, please, Mr. DM.
A 20-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let me go one a nice cyan blue. 5, 10, 15, 20-foot square.
Ooh, lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna cast a fun spell that I haven't cast in a while.
Uh-huh.
Black Tentacles.
Oh, what level is that?
It's a 4th level spell.
Okay, let's see. Concentration. So I'm going to go and mark you for concentration. There we go.
Is anyone gonna?
And I need a dex save, DC 20 for all the boys.
DC 20. So squirming ability tentacles fill a 20-foot square on the ground that you can see within range. For the duration, those tentacles turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain. When a creature enters the affected area for the first time or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed a dex saving throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends. A creature that starts its turn in the area must already be restrained and is already restrained by the tentacles takes an additional 3d6 bludgeoning damage. So no dex save for the time being. It's it enters the field or starts its turn there, not when the creature when the things spawn. So at the start of start of their turn, they'll need the dex save DC 20. So
you know, it's just like a little square opens up and it's just the tentacles just come writhing out.
Mm-hmm. So that's your action. Yeah, your bonus action and movement.
Yeah. I'm gonna creep closer behind this rock so I don't catch out in death.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna see if the tentacles work to effect.
Okay. With that, Victoris, it's your turn on initiative. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna see if this will work. I'm gonna scurry off. I mean, how restrictive is this? I mean, can I kind of do that?
Yeah, no, you could use the 30 feet to get past the bush. The bush isn't really difficult terrain. It's very easy to maneuver around.
I'm in my natural environment anyway, so it would not cause me a problem.
Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, no, you can move the 30 feet to this location, and
in the process, can I use my bonus action to hide stealth myself?
Yes, you may do so. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. $26. All right, cool. Yeah. As far as you're aware, you are hidden.
In which case, I am going to multi-attack volley.
Okay.
which means I can
within
use.
10 feet of a point that you can see.
Should be able to hit all of them.
Yep, absolutely. And with this, all 5 of your attacks, advantage. You're hidden.
Nice.
Sneak attack. The sneak. Which one are you going to attack first?
I'll go for the big boy first.
Big boy first, right? Your sneak attack will proc on the big boy.
Not using the oath bow. I'm going to use ceremonial bow.
Oh, you're not using your oath bow for this. Okay.
Nope.
I need to double check something here with this.
I'm really curious as to why you're not using your oath bow. What's the thinking there?
Ceremonial bow does more damage unless I mark a target, and I'm saving that for a special person.
Right, why is that? Oh, I didn't do that, did I? I'll have to update that because I was supposed to make that a +3, so it should be doing the same damage. But okay, cool. So
It's fine,
24.
It'll do. You know, it's not going to make too much difference if I use the bow or not. Because
How much is your sneak attack at the moment? Is it still only 1d6?
I believe so.
Cool.
Rogue 2, yeah, 1.
The 24 will hit for 14 points of piercing damage. To the Baylor. Drops down to that much health with your d6 of sneak. -4.
Did he take damage from those tentacles already?
He doesn't have. He needs to make the save at the start of its turn.
Yet.
Yeah, he hasn't saved yet, so he hasn't taken damage yet. So no Colossus Slayer at the moment.
No worries.
All right, so it's all advantage. So 4 attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Shusuva. $24 for 9. That will hit. 25 for 12. That will hit. Uh, 24 for 12. That will also hit. And a 31 for 14. That will almost definitely hit. As you as you skirt your way around the through the bush into the behind the cart, you quickly glance around and count that a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. Knock 5 arrows at once, kind of giving them a twist in order for them to all release from the bowstring. Drop. Do a little bit of geometries, just let loose. All 5 arrows sail up into the sky before a few moments later start raining down, piercing through the shoulder blade of the Baylor, sinking deep into different limbs and to the back of these Shusuva, who will whine out with pain as they'll glance around and begin looking for you. The Baylor is going to roll a perception check to see if he can see you. I actually need to quickly double check a ruling here as well.
Oh, I think this insect plague might actually stop his visibility a bit, didn't it? Or was it?
Wait, no, yeah, insect plague has done damage. So yeah, go ahead and roll your Colossus Slayer. I forgot about that actually.
No, it doesn't. Oh,
yeah, it's lightly obscured. Yeah, lightly obscured. But I still need to check a.
Colossus was 8, wasn't it?
D8. Yes, a D8.
The sphere's area is difficult terrain.
6 on that.
I mean, imagine you going about your day, existing eternally, and then someone happens by a shroud, shrugs when they go by a shrine, and you're like, "Oh, we got them, lads, we got them." You come out of the ground. There's already tentacles, insects, and arrows raining from the sky.
Maybe we should have just gone shopping today. But...
Yeah, or you know what? You've not been used for a while. Here's a gold coin. You deserve it. But no, nah. But yeah, so yeah, with the Colossus Slayer as well, your arrows rain down. You can deal the damage. You've never used insect play before, so I'm not. I've forgotten about it after like 2 seconds. But yeah, you also use your movement action and bonus action. So with that, move on to the next turn in initiative, and that is the Baelor, who is now going to make his Dex saving throw. Rolled a 6 on both. So fails. So Carolina, with your black tentacles, go ahead and roll me 3d6 damage, please. For 13 points of damage on the Baelor, dropping it down to. And he is restrained. I was getting to that part.
I'm so hard right now.
I was getting to that part.
Tentacles and he's restrained.
Put a little cobweb on for restraint. Is he immune to that? No, he's not. Cool.
I hope we put an adult rating on this stream.
Well, let's see here from the Baelor. Cool. Let's see.
You're about to get whipped, boy.
I am so sorry if this is the first episode tuning in. We've got tentacles and now we've got whips.
No, what's going to happen is the Baelor is going to use its action. It kind of crawls in on itself. Its wings furl over its body, and through the obscurement of the insect plague, you see it just vanish before it teleports.
They can teleport?
To here. The Baelor is no longer restrained, as it's been teleported outside of the tentacles, so it's not unable to restrain it, but its speed is still 0. And that is its action. It doesn't have any legendary actions, so that's going to be the end of the Baelor's turn there. It moves on to the Shusuva's turn. So I'm going to roll dex saves for all of these. So fail, 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 fail. They all fail. So go ahead and roll me another 3d6 for for them. They're all going in the same round in combat, so I'll just have you roll a separate set. Basically the exact same thing again. Nice. 13 for each of them, so that drops that one down to that. That. Cool. And they are restrained, so all of their movement is 0, so they can't do anything. I clicked the wrong button. Let's see if they've got anything that they can actually do or not. No, they can't do anything as they're restrained. So with that, moving to the bottom of the initiative order, Temple. Temple, you're up. You're bad poppers, bad doggos.
Okay, Temple's going to make a move. And again. Can I stand here, please? I'm not on the rock or anything, am I? If
No,
I go
I'll,
there?
I'll say that like if you are going to stand there, you will be basically perched atop the rock there. I'm afraid, just at the edge, because it is quite a large rock in that area.
Oh, so I'm up on the rock and then
Yeah.
stood on it.
Yeah, you'd be stood
What
up
are the
on the rock.
ramifications of being? What are the ramifications of that?
None. You're just on top of a rock.
Okay. Nethtari points his sword at the Glabrazoo and looks over to Nethtari. Is this one your dad?
That's two wrong words there. First you said Nethtari points his sword, and then you said it was a Glabrazoo. Temple is Temple's sort of initiative,
no,
and
we
it's a
only fight,
Baylor.
we only fight Baylors and Glabrazoos. I mixed the two of them up.
You fought a
This
fucking
one's especially ugly.
you fought a Balgura before.
Algora,
Is
Shasuba.
this
Tanaruka as well.
your father?
It's not Glabrazoo. God, I hate you.
Nethtari, is this Glabrazil Gore your father?
I hate you so much.
Big and ugly. Could be. Wait. I can't respond to my turn until my turn, can I?
Don't worry about it. You can freely respond if you want to.
No.
Yes, there's not much of a resemblance, is there?
I mean, I don't think so. Father?
Does it react to him saying father?
As far as you can tell, no.
No, that would have been a little bit too easy, wouldn't it? Right. Anyway, Temple will use a bonus action to cast the bonus action spell that gives me 2 AC. Shield of Faith on oneself.
I'm going to give you a little yellow dot.
And Temple points his sword over just to the north of Coralina and Victoralis to this position here, which I'm trying to ping.
Hold the button down.
That one.
So there, right?
Yes. And Temple will use his action to cast Guardian of Faith.
Ooh, Guardian of Faith. 4th level spell. A large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. Guardian occupies that space and is indistinct except from a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dex saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save or 10 on a successful one. The Guardian vanishes when it is dealt a total of 60 damage. Cool. I don't actually have a token for that, I'm afraid. I did see your...
Yellow squiggle.
Yeah, I'm about to give you a nice yellow square. Sorry, which one? Where did you say it was? Sorry. Just there.
Not the
Cool.
square above Coralina, but the square above that.
Cool. Right there. There you go. There's your Guardian of Faith. So anything that comes within 10 feet of that, or starts moves in the space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on a turn. For the first time on its turn. Yeah, cool. So it has to physically move into the area.
What are these
Okay.
art symbols on me and Paulina?
Concentration markers, because you guys are concentrating on spells.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, is that the end of your turn, Temple?
Yes.
All right, cool. With that, we move back to the top of the initiative order. Nethtari, you're up.
I'm going to Beast-Hide Shift. Got to do that with a bonus action last turn, just in case.
Okay, so shift, you gain 25 temporary HP, and your AC goes by up by 1.
So what was temp? 20.
25, 19, 25, yeah.
25. Ooh, it's quite high now, that isn't it?
Yes, because it's your character level plus your constitution modifier, which makes it 19 plus an additional 6 temp HP from the shifting feature, and you gain a +1 bonus to your AC.
Okay, so I was looking at spells. There's little I can cast without ruining my concentration. And since all those creatures are stuck in that insect plague, do they all take more damage now on my turn?
Let me take a look at where insect plague is.
Or is it just on their turn, or what? Really.
And a creature must also make the saving throw when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or ends its turn there. So at the end of their turn, they'll all take damage from the insect plague at the end of their turn.
Right. So that was the turn they just took where they all failed.
Yes.
Right. So did they take that damage then?
No, they've already taken it. They took it when it starts. Yeah, when the area appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw. Actually, no, yeah, they've also just had their turn there. So, yeah, so the 4 of them will have to make that. So give me 1 second. I will roll that right now. What is their con? 6. Ooh, nice. So 16. Number 1 saves. Number 2 saves. Number 3 saves. And all of them save. So they take half as much damage. So go ahead and roll me, what was it? You did that at 7th level, so 6 d10. And they'll all take half the damage.
Oof. Oof.
44, they all take 22. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
So that drops down to that. Drops down to that.
4 9.
Drops it down to
I bet the 4 1s, which has happened before, I think.
Math it has. Right, cool. The damage of your insect plague has been taken. My apologies for that. So yeah, please continue your turn.
I shall
Have your action and your movement.
So if I move within this close to this guardian thing, I want to try and huddle behind this rock a bit, or at least try to shelter myself from the Library Zoo. There's this rock down at the bottom, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, there's that. There's this little rock here. I might actually try and. Is it possible to actually hide behind this little rock? Would that shield me from the? Does it count?
I'll count as half cover, so you're getting +2 to your AC, basically.
Right.
Actually, let me quickly double check something here.
But I will be under that protection of that.
Okay, no, you cannot end your turn there, I'm afraid. The Guardian of Faith actually occupies that space. You can't end your turn in a space where another entity is occupying. Right. So you can't end your turn there. So
okay,
you're gonna move there, yeah.
Rock, yeah.
All right, cool.
Try to maintain concentration.
Uno momento.
I can't guess any of this. Concentration is.
Question: does a 23 hit your AC?
Ooh, I'm class 19. It's +1 for wild shape. Then yes,
20. It does. All right. Cool.
Oh, have we forgotten that thing has a long range attack? Is it the whip?
Mm-hmm.
I got whipped.
You're about to get whipped because you literally just moved out of its range. I mean, just. It's got 30 feet range on that attack. So you're going to take 6, 7, 8, 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of fire damage.
Ouch!
And I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh God, I seem to believe, seem to think that they are not his strong point.
That on a fail, you are pulled as you get to as you get to here and the whip strikes out, you are dragged back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet towards the Baylor.
Oh dear.
Yes, the target must save on a DC X strength saving throw or be pulled up to 25 feet towards the Baylor, and that's part of it. So you are dragged back there. So that was what? 16 plus 8. That's 24. Go ahead and roll me a constitution check, please. DC of 14.
This is for my whether I maintain
Concentration. Yes, you're successful. You maintain concentration on your insect plague.
Father, no!
All right. So you've used your movement. Well, that was 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of movement. So you've got 10 feet of movement if you would like to use it.
So as soon as I go out and hit the range of his whip, he whip.
Yeah, essentially, if you try and get away from, if you try and get away from the Baylor, it can use its whip, and if it successfully hits you with its opportunity attack, it can drag you back in range.
Oh dear.
They're really powerful, these creatures, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to move just here next to the
Yep.
thing, the swirly thing.
Yep, that's the last of your movement. You still have your action, I believe.
Yeah, but casting any spell would drop
As
concentration.
long as it's not another concentration spell.
I can
So-
cast a spell with a lot of
Yeah,
concentration.
so if you look at your spell list, anything that has the little black diamond with a C in it, if you cast that spell, your insect plague will automatically drop. Anything else you can cast at will.
Okay.
So like your wall of fire or your call lightning, they're concentration spells. So if you cast that, your insect plague will automatically drop.
oh,
But anything else?
Give him a little 4th level tidal wave, I think. Then.
A 4th level tidal
Oh, yeah,
wave.
4th level. It's 3rd level. Where's it gone?
Yeah,
Third
third
level.
level. Third level tidal wave. Makes a dex saving throw. So I'm assuming you're just going to do like that.
Yep.
Straight down. So for the sake of people at home, because I keep forgetting it doesn't do that on both screens, it's going to go down like that. So he needs to make a Dex DC 16 saving throw.
Dampen down your little fire whip, shouldn't it?
Fails. So go ahead and roll me 4d8 of bludgeoning damage. 15. Call high or low, please.
Hi.
High. Alright, cool. As the tidal wave comes crashing down on the Baylor, as it kind of dragged you back with the flaming whip, you dash away and just throw your hand out towards it. A large tidal wave of water erupts from the ground, crashing down on the Baylor, knocking it down on its ass, and you hear a dull as you notice that the whip, seemingly made of fire, extinguishes.
I'm happy with that.
All right, with that,
Yeah.
because that was your action, we move on to Coralina. Let me double check something here. Yeah, starts its turn in the area. So, start of their turn, they take damage. So, what would you like to do, Coralina?
I'd like to call up an old favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to lightning bolt, please. However, I'd like to do it at big girl wizard level. 8.
8th level lightning bolt. Where are you directing this?
let's see. I can get it to Gert over there. Can I just like?
You're gonna
If
have
not,
to.
if not, I'll.
You're gonna have to
If
move
not,
to
I'll
do
move.
that. You're gonna have to move to do that because you will hit temple if you do that.
Okay.
Move
So,
there
yeah.
and then move there and then just like straight across for
And then
100.
eat it for great justice.
All right, cool.
Yeet.
Go ahead and roll me 13d6.
Yep, I rolled my 13d6. He's prone.
13. These.
13d6. He rolls a single saving throw and fails miserably, taking 46 points of lightning damage, dropping it down to that much health.
Right.
Kazap.
Ooh, actually. That much health. Sorry, just had to double check something. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Carolina?
At the triumphant of I've just blasted this motherfucker. I just right. Bye. And I'm gonna misty step my ass over here.
Zoop. As you misty step away, you cast your lightning bolt down at the Baylor. The lightning courses through his body, and you do see it writhe in pain. But the bolts of lightning do seem to direct themselves to the blade, and you see the lightning crackle down the blade of his longsword before it dissipates, and just kind of takes a couple of deep breaths and glances up and looks around angrily at trying to find whoever it was that just basically Kamehameha waved it in the face. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Carolina?
No, I'm good. I'll wait for the backlash.
All right, Victorless, it's your turn.
Hey.
Would
Backlash?
Yeah, whip. I get it. Fuck's sake, Kayla.
We need to make you some notifications for your Twitch channel so you can go wah, 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 and shit like that. You just like tab them on the keypad.
I do have a soundboard, so I could easily just like set up key bindings of wah 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 or bow chicka bow wow and shit like that on the fucking stream. And just anytime Kayla says something stupid like that, just be like, press the button. Yep, there you go.
I can send you my failing one if you want, and that has the Animaniacs going, wherever there's stupidity, we'll be there.
I mean, yeah, that'd be very apt for you four, honestly. Anyway, Victorless, it is your turn. Please, go ahead.
Would I still be considered hidden currently?
No, as you have made an attack, you are automatically revealed after you've made an attack.
Fuck it. Right, I'm going to make a little 5, 10, 15. I'm going to go into the cover of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hide myself again.
Okay. We'll go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Stealth, yeah.
30, as far as you're aware, you are hidden.
And then I'm going to fire another volley at all these four.
All right, cool. Advantage on all four of the attacks, please. The Colossus Slayer and Sneak Attack will apply to the first one.
Natural 20 on the first.
Natural 20 for 16. Go ahead and roll 2d6 for your Sneak Attack. And 2d8 for your Colossus Slayer. 16, 21, 30 total damage. Dropping it down to that. Go ahead and roll your next attack. For numero dos. 25 will hit. Roll again, just in case, because that wasn't an advantage.
Oh, yeah, shit, sorry.
It's fine. Just to see if you get the crit. No, so still
No,
use the first.
alright.
Still get the first one. So 14 points of damage for that one, dropping it down to that much health. Third attack advantage. 22 still hits for 13 points of damage onto number 3, sorry, dropping down to that much health. And the last one, the fourth attack. For 7 points of damage. Cool, and dropping it down to that much health. As you kind of slink your way over to the bushes, trying to biding your time, waiting for the Shusuva to like be glanced away from you, or you take the initiative to run to the bush, dash south, make sure that they haven't spotted you before drawing your individual arrows, letting loose each one with your elven precision. The first arrow sailing across and actually piercing clean through the jowls of one of the Shusuva, piercing clean through a black purple ichor now flowing freely from its mouth. The other arrows still landing true, sinking deep into their targets as they all begin to yelp out and growl as they not only gnash at the black tentacles that are binding their feet, but also every so often glance up in your general direction and snarl at you. And at the end of your turn.
That's all I can do. Yeah. Well,
Okay, cool. Right, next up we go to the Baelor's turn. The Baelor is going to spend half of its movement getting up, so it's no longer prone. The start of each of its turns, each creature within 5 feet takes 3d6 fire damage. Cool. So, Temple, you take 3, 9, 11 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
Right, cool. It is then going to, with its first attack, swing out its longsword at you, Temple.
Okay.
That is a 26 to hit.
That meets.
That meets, so that is a hit. So that will be 3d8. Where's my d8? That is 1, 7, plus 6, 15, 23 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Plus 2, 8, 10 points of lightning damage to you as it brings its longsword down into you. The buckles into the plate on your shoulder, and it doesn't initially hurt you as much as you expect before the lightning courses up from the crossguard into the through the blade and then courses through your body, and you feel the surge of lightning through your core as it wrenches the longsword free. It's then going to use its second attack. As part of its action, it reaches out with its right hand, and the whip of fire reignites in its hand. But it's not going to make an attack. It's going to use its attack action to reignite that. And then it moves on to the Shusuva. So I need them to. Kayla, can you go ahead and roll me 3d6? Please, because your black tentacles, they they take 3d6 bludgeoning damage regardless.
I need to roll concentration.
Yes, because of Shield of Faith, of course. So yeah, go ahead. How much was that total? Temple. That's the first hit you've taken. So that was 44. So go ahead and roll me a con check. The DC is going to be 22.
I had already taken 10 points of damage from something else, I think.
Okay, so 34. So 17 DC 17 Constitution check, please.
There you go.
Fails as your Shield of Faith unfortunately drops. Alright, so 3d6 was 12. They each take 12 damage because they're all restrained. That, and that much damage. They also... Okay, so it just takes the damage anyway. They are going to each of them make a strength check. Yeah, they're all the issues over here are going to make strength checks to see if they can rip free of the tentacles and move. Cool, sorry, I'm just double checking something here. So, strength check. Number 1 fails. Number 2 succeeds. Number 3 fails. Number 4 fails. So, number 2 is no longer restrained, so it can now move.
That sphere is difficult terrain. I don't know whether that affects them or not.
Difficult terrain. Okay, good to know. So it's going to move 10, 20, 25, 30 feet to here. That'll be the end of their turn. Nethtari, go ahead and roll me 6d10, please. 29. So number 1 takes 29, dropping it down to that much health. Number 3 takes 29, dropping it down to that much health. And number 3 and 4 take a drop to that much health for each of them. That's some really good synergy there, I'm not going to lie. And that's going to be the end of all of their turns. So, Temple, you're up.
Temple is going to move 1 space to the north because I don't think that will negatively impact me in any way compared to my current position. Temple will use the bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud.
What level?
That is only at 3rd level.
Okay, I mean, you can cast it at 4th, but hey-ho. So yeah, 3rd level. Let's see. You call forth spirits of the dead, which flit around you for the spell's duration. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable, and they are good or evil, your choice. Till the spell ends, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. The damage is radiant if the spirits are good, and necrotic if they are evil. Any creature that takes this damage can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. In addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So, anything that you can see, which is basically everything, of your choice, of course, have 10 less speed to move. And you deal an extra 1d8 of damage. Are you choosing good or bad spirits? Good or evil?
In this case, it will be good spirits.
Good spirits. So they are, you're going to be doing an extra 1d8 of radiant damage should you hit something with an attack. So, that has been cast upon you. I'm going to give you a
Excuse me.
we'll give you some swirly, a swirly symbol. I don't know what that actually, some haze apparently. So we'll give you that for the spiritual stuffs. What else would you like to do? Was your bonus action? I'm pretty sure.
As my creature that has a 10 feet reduction, I'm going to pick that bottom left of the doggy boys.
It is any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet. So any creature within 10 feet of you. So basically, yeah, basically the Baylor and the Shusuva here, they will, if you choose, they will have 10 feet less movement for their next round of combat.
Well, I've got it, so I might as well use it. I will pick the Shusivu at the top there.
Yeah, you can pick the Baylor as well, because it's any creature that you can see. In addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Oh, so I can literally just go that one and that one and that one, but as long as they're within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, as long as they start their turn within 10 feet of you, yeah. So you can select.
Slow down.
You can select, for the sake of brevity for this, you can select every single enemy creature, and if they are within 10 feet of you, when they start their turn, they have 10 feet less movement speed.
Okay, sounds good.
Right, so we will we'll do just that.
Yes, just that. And then I stab at the Baylor creature, or whatever demon it's called.
It is a Baylor.
Temple knows, but Eve forgets.
It is a Baylor.
Hooray!
Alright, so you're attacking as a Baylor with your long swordy sword. Cool. Go ahead and roll your attack.
I would like to use my inspiration to do this initial attack at advantage, please.
You may go ahead and do so. So click off your inspiration, roll the attack at advantage.
Aye.
I would laugh if these both miss, but at advantage you miss completely.
Oh, I know.
I highly doubt you will, but it'd be fucking hilarious if you did. That wasn't at advantage, so re-roll.
Yeah.
Much better. So 30 for 18 points of your finest slashing damage.
With a 4th level Divine Smite, please.
4th level, right. So let me quickly double check Divine Smite here, because I know there's a cap on it.
And there's another +8 from the thingy as
So
well.
when you hit the melee weapon attack, you spend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 radiant damage to your target, plus 1d8 for a higher spell slot. So 2, 3, 4, 5 d8. Plus you do an additional 1d8 against fiends, which puts you up to 6d8. With your improved Divine Smite, that puts you to 7d8, and your Spirit Shroud puts you up to 8d8 of a radiant. 8d8 of irradiant damages, please.
Okay. Also, did you say that the Baylor is a fiend?
It is, yes, and I've already included that into it.
In that case, I'm not bothered, but it should have had disadvantage on its attack against me.
Where's that from? Sorry.
As a level 15 of what have you, I'm constantly under the effect of the protection from good and evil spell. Creatures of the types of spell have disadvantage on attacks rolls against the target, which in this case is me, because I am constantly under the effect of that spell.
Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind for going forward.
But yes, let's reckon 8d8 in there.
So 8d8 of radiant damages, please.
Nothing's happened yet. The tension is killing me.
Oh no, Avery, please don't die.
Will it be a 1, a 2, a 3?
I was hoping I could force it to do something, but yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we're either waiting or do you want to roll 8d8, Scott? We
There
got
it goes. An extra 43 points of
Good roll.
radiant damage. Drops it down to that much health.
And the second attack.
Go ahead. Roll your attack. 24 will hit for 15 points of the finest slashing damages, dropping down to that much health.
With a second level Divine Smite, please.
Alright, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6 total d8, please. For an additional 36. Dropping it down to that much health. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Nope, I'm out of thingies. Nethtari, Coralina, stay close to me and the Guardian of Faith, and you'll certainly be better off.
Alright.
I'll end that turn there.
Cool. As you kind of hop up onto the rock as the Baylor reignites its a whip of flame, you bring your longsword down atop it. It brings up its longsword in his left hand to kind of try and deflect the blow, but you readjust and sink the blade deep into its forearm, or tearing it free with a gout of black purple ichor from its open wound. It kind of rears to its side in pain before you bring your longsword across, aiming for its neck, but misjudge your height getting on the rock, just slashing at its across its clavicle, opening a deep wound in its chest. More blood and more of its ichor gouting from the open wound before you ready yourself for the next string of attacks. With that, we move back up to Nethtari. It's your turn in initiative.
Oh, now I told you to put that flaming whip out. And I cast another tidal wave on him.
Cast another tidal wave. Cool.
And the creature next to him.
Cool. So you're basically doing it like that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So they make dex saves, I believe it is.
You will cause a forest fire if you keep waving that thing around.
Only you can prevent forest fires. So a dex save DC 16. Let's see. So we'll do the Shisuva first. It fails. The Baylor succeeds. So go ahead and roll me your 48 bludgeoning damage, please. It's numero dos, so this is going to take the damage. So 14. The Baylor takes 7 points of damages, dropping it down to that. The Shisuva takes 14, dropping it down to that much health, as the Shisuva gets knocked on its ass. And we'll give it a little boot, das boot, to signify that it's prone. But the Baylor, even though it's taking damage, it's expecting another one of your tidal waves, as it kind of like plants its feet down into the ground and actually raises its flame whip above its head. The tidal wave crashes into its chest and it stands firm, pushing through the wave of water as it dissipates, and then just stands to and glares directly at you, Nethtari.
You're not my dad. He is. And I grab hold of the temple and cast, as a bonus action, Healing Word.
What level?
4th level, I think.
4th level. All right, go ahead and roll me 44 plus 3, please.
You're not my dad, he is. Where'd that come from?
All right, Temple, you regain 9 HP.
Hooray! Thanks, son.
I don't know how that works, but still. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Nethtari?
No, I'm going to stick right here because if I move away, he gets an automatic chance to whip me, doesn't he? So
Yes.
I'll just stay here in perfect whipping range.
Nobody whips my son but me.
All right, cool. With that, Carlina, it's your turn in initiative.
Well, I mean, if you want to get away, if you consent,
I consent. Yep.
yeah, dimension door.
Okay.
Stay here.
Where are you going to dimension door to?
Grimsby.
I don't
How
think you
about
could reach
right over
Grimsby.
Like
Right.
this general area, nice and wonderful.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm kind of safe here next to Temple. But...
Yeah, so you could be like bap and bap like that.
I mean, if that makes sense.
Alright, because it's purely dependent on where you actually are at the time. So, yeah, you can dimension door to that location. As your action, you have a bonus action and your movement. Huh.
I think I'll be okay because I don't really have a ton of bonus action spells and movement. I dimension door just because him and I both won't be in whipping range.
Okay.
So I'm good.
All right. Cool. Right. At the end of your turn.
How does Temple look, by the way?
Temple, how do you look?
All powerful.
Okay.
Cool. Victorless, it's your turn in initiative.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do much the same as I did last time, I guess. I'm going to scoot over to this swarm of insects thing's still going, right?
Yep, it's still going.
Okay, I'm going to scoot over to the other side of these trees.
Yep.
Do much the same thing.
Stealth
Hide
check.
myself.
$26. All right, cool. Volley.
And I'll pop, 3 volley shots at those guys.
All right, cool. First one is at advantage. Let me see, Colossus.
Are they still like incapacitated?
They're
do I
still
get advantage
restrained.
Anyway.
No, restraint just means that their speed's at 0.
Yeah, cool. Natural 20.
All right. Go ahead and roll me 2d8 Colossus Slayer and 2d8 sneak attack. 13, 20. 5. Ooh, drops it down to that much health on the first for the first one. As you let loose the first arrow in your volley, it does sink straight through the neck of the Shisuva. Kind of winces and howls in pain. It starts retching up globules of that purple black ichor that you recognize. Its legs start to shake and it barely able to keep standing, but keep standing it does.
Okay.
The next one.
Come on in.
A numero 3. 21 will hit for 10 points of the finest damages, dropping it down to that. And to the last one. $16 will also hit for 14 points of damage, dropping it down to that much health as well. On max damage on that last attack. Nice. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, Used all my action.
All right.
Motion is good.
With that, we move on to the Baylor's turn. The Baylor is going to first off make its longsword attack at you, Temple, which is going to be at disadvantage, of course. Oh shit. Still at 27 to hit.
Oh yeah.
I rolled a 13 and a 14.
Pretty incredible rolls there.
Yeah, it's got a plus 14 to hit modifier.
Wow, I need to roll for my concentration on my spirit shroud.
Is your spirit shroud?
Not my guardian of faith, my spirit.
Yeah, your spirit shroud's concentration. Cool. I didn't realize that. I will go ahead and add this marker, even if you'll lose it, just in case. Because if you don't lose it, I want to make sure of that.
Yeah.
So you're taking 3d8. No, that's a d6. 3d8. That's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 points of slashing, and 5, 10, 17 points of lightning. So that is what, 33 total?
I've just done them separately.
Cool. So it's 33 total though. Always do your damage separately so that you can account for resistances and stuff. But 33 total. So I'd like you to roll me a con check, DC 16, please. See if you maintain your spirit shroud. Unfortunately not. As your system, like your body is just shocked through with another jolt of lightning as the you bring up your shield to try and deflect the blow, and it does deflect, but as the blade kind of skirts off the shield, it slices into your forearm. The lightning then courses through your arm and your body once again as you're unable to maintain your concentration on the spell. The shroud around you just dissipates into nothingness before the Baylor turns around with his flame whip and strikes out with a 29 to hit you, Nethtari.
29 hits. Do I get any advantage for being behind this rock, or is that?
That would be a +2 to AC, so it'd make it a 27 essentially.
Right, no, then it still hits.
So you take 1, 4 plus 8, 17, 17 slashing damage, plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 15 fire damage.
Ouch.
32. I need you to roll me a con check, sorry, or DC 16 as well, please.
Roll high.
As your insect plague drops,
Oh yeah.
as you don't maintain your concentration, and I need you to roll me a strength saving throw, please. DC is 20. Oh shit! You need to roll on that 20 to succeed on that. As the whip slashes out at you, it does wrap around your torso, and you feel a sudden tug that you try and resist, but you're just lifted clean off your feet as you're pulled 5, 10, 15, 20 feet towards the Baylor as you fail your strength saving throw.
Oh dear.
I'm also going to roll this. 12 plus 2 is 14. Makes the save. Cool. Good to know. Forgot about that, but still. And with the end of the Baylor's turn, it's going to move on to the Shisuva. Carolina, can I get a 3d6 from you, please? 10. as you watch the tentacles writhing around the Shusuva that are still in the black tentacles area start lashing out at the legs of the the beasts. You see the first one, the front to the far west. The tentacles writhe up and start wrapping around it before it kind of howls out as the tentacles drag it down to the black sludge below as it disappears and is no more. The third and fourth one are going to make strength checks. Ooh. Number 4 succeeds, so is no longer restrained. And is going to use its movement 5, 10, 15 feet to there. It used its action, so it can't attack you. Number 2 here is going to use half of its movement to get up. Where is Das Boot? There it is. I clicked the wrong one. And is going to move to here. And
You've activated my trap card. Maybe. I don't know. Does that count as 10 feet away from the thingy?
Yes, it does. So he makes a dex saving throw. 17, so I'm pretty sure it succeeds.
Then it takes 10 radiant damage.
10 radiant damages to Nimrod Dogstrong.
And now that can deal. That has 50 out of 60 health damage left before it disappears.
40 actually, because it's dealt 10 damage to the Baylor.
Oh, okay.
Because the Baylor is just within 10 feet of it. Like, literally just. So it moves up. It takes the 10 radiant damage, and it's going to then attack you twice, Temple. First off, it's going to try and munch you with a +7. That's a miss. And then it's going to try and hit you with the stinger. That is also a miss, as your protection from good and evil, just imposing disadvantage on fiends, is now going to colossally screw me over as the attacks at disadvantage. The Shusuva reaches out and tries to clamp its jaws around your arm, but catches on the shield built into your wrist. You just bat it away as the stinger kind of then strikes down at your face. You just kind of dodge to the side and get away of the tail stinger as it tries to strike you. And then with that, we move on to your turn in initiative, Temple. Go right ahead.
Do a stab on the Baylor. Stab.
Stab on the Baylor.
But first, because disregarding disadvantage, there's like a 50% chance that thing can hit me, and it deals a lot of damage. So I will use a first level. Ooh, actually, let me just read the. Was I speaking?
No, you were not. You just went completely silent there.
Did not have my thumb on the push to talk. There's not much I can do for Coralina apart from potentially I will use my bonus action to cast first level Shield of Faith.
Oh, Shield of Faith.
Coralina +2 AC.
Oh, okay. So Coralina, you will get a nice yellow dot as you now have +2 to your AC.
And that's all I can do at this range. So stabby, the big boy.
All right, go. Throw your attacks. First one's not. You're not at advantage since you've not got your inspiration to use, but feel free to attack
Of
anyway.
course.
An 18 will not hit.
Ooh.
As you bring your longsword down on the Baylor, it is able to react in time to bring up its own longsword to parry your attack and deflect your longsword with its own.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 there. Not rolling well today. Am I?
No.
And again.
After the parry, you try and bring your blade around again, and it's expecting the attack as it flips the longsword around in its wrist, and still manages to deflect your second attack. You miss with both your attacks. That is very unlucky. Holy shit.
Yeah, plus 15 on that longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Temple nods his head in shame. End of 10.
Right, with that, we move on back up to the top of the initiative round. Nethtari, you're up.
Okay, I shall move space to the right there,
Uh-huh.
and I'd like to cast 6th level Sunbeam.
Ooh, 6th level Sunbeam. Where is it?
Through those two creatures. 6th level evocation.
Yeah, I see it. Con save or take 68. Cool. Right, so they both make con saves. The Baylor saves. The Shisuva
Disadvantage against undead nooses, then neither that are they.
they're neither, unfortunately. The Shisuva with a +6 fails. So I would like you to go ahead and roll me a 68 of radiant damage. So 27 points of damage to numero dos, drops it down to that much health. The Baylor takes half as much, dropping down to that much health.
How is Temple looking at the moment?
How is Temple looking? Without a
Temple-
numerical value, of course.
Of course. Temple still has 2 legs. So do it. Beat up, but still his unstoppable stealth, and probably carry on a bit longer.
Unstoppable stealth.
Unstoppable stealth. So blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Can I cast a 4th level healing word again, maybe?
Okay, that'll be 4d4 plus 3 then, please.
I really should perhaps just cast a healing spell flat out on him.
Alright, as Temple, you regain 17 HP.
Hooray!
And let me just update my numbers here. Cool. Right. Is that the end of your turn this time?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Coralina, you're up.
All right. First order of business. I'm gonna bamf a Misty Step here.
Okay.
Mark that
Bamf.
off right there.
Bamf.
And then, because I'm starting to panic a little bit. Like, come on. 7th level lightning bolt. Let's go.
Okay. Where?
And yep, I'm getting you.
Oh, okay, cool. So 7th level lightning bolt will be 12d6.
Last surge too.
Wait, what?
Surge. Last surge. Surge of wind. I have 2 of them. I used one. I'm using the last one now.
Okie doke. So they'll both have disadvantage on the saves.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll your 12d6. The Shusuva dex save. Yes, definitely a fail. The Baylor saves.
Okay.
So the
31.
Shusuva number 2. Sorry, it was number 3, not number 2, but still. You watch as the lightning pierces through the Shusuva's body initially. Its white fur starting to blacken and burn as the lightning starts to course through its maw and eyes. The eyes actually rupture from the energy as it then slumps to the ground and is no more. The lightning bolt courses over to the Baylor. It still takes half the damage, dropping down to that much health, as it almost catches the lightning bolt with its longsword. The residual energy from the spell actually, the longsword's not able to catch it all, so the residual energy does strike it in its chest and deals quite a bit of damage to it. But it's currently still standing. You have the rest of your movement. If you'd like to use it.
Yeah, I'd love to. We'll just. This looks like a dumb animal, right? I don't have much experience with animals. So he looks dumb. This one looks dumb, right?
She points at Nethtari.
Surprisingly, no. It does look like it could be sentient.
Okay.
We wouldn't know because we fucked all 4 of them up quite royally.
Oh, you have dealt with them
I'm
before.
still not gonna take any chances. Still not gonna take any chances. So 5, 10, 5, 30. Let's put me on the other side of my black tentacles.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, with that, Victorless, it's your turn.
Sod it. Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to switch out my bow for my short swords.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move down to here on this creature,
Okay.
and I'm gonna chop them up with them.
All right, cool. First attack with your short sword.
Would you like your meat sliced thin or thick?
I'm assuming that he would have. I didn't. Did I attack him last turn? I don't know.
As part of the volley, yes, you did.
So he knows where I am.
He knows where you are, and you haven't hidden. Yep,
Fair
you've
enough.
used your bonus action to swap weapons, so you can't hide either. So it's just going to be a normal attack. Ooh, natural 1 as you swing out with your first short sword. It turns around and actually catches the blade in its maw, wrenches its head to the side, and actually rips your first short sword out of your hand, and disarms you of one of your short swords.
Well, that's going to make me angry, so I'm going to do it again.
I'll do it again and roll another natural 1. Oh, damn it. I saw 1 and genuinely thought that maybe, just maybe. But no. For 8 points of the finest damages, drops it down to that much health. And go ahead and roll your D8 Colossus Slayer, please. 5 drops into that much health as you strike it across the front. Oh, like the blade sinks across its throat, but it's not deep enough to be a fatal blow. It does look like it's struggling to stay standing, however.
And I'm just going to move down to there and end my turn.
All right, cool. With that, we move to the Baylor's turn. Baylor.
Is my short sword out on the ground? Do I have to go and pick it up?
Yeah, it's just here on the ground before you, so you will need to take I'll say your bonus action next round to pick it up if you'd like to still use your short sword. The
Cool.
Baylor is going to take an additional 10, dropping down to that much health as it makes the dex save from the Guardian of Faith. Right, cool. First up, the Baylor is going to you have its fire aura start burning Temple, as Temple takes 6, 10, 13 points of fire damages.
Hot.
10 fire damages. Or, sorry, no.
Okay.
It's 13, sorry. It was 13, not 10, sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, 13 fire damages. There's a 4, 6, and a 3. And then it's going to first strike at you with its a long swordy sword of lightning at disadvantage. I don't think that's going to hit. No, that's a 17 to hit, so it's not going to hit you because of a disadvantage, because of it being a fiend. Paladins, man. And then it's going to turn around.
Oh, fuck me. I knew I fucked up.
And with a 30-foot range with his whip, Kayla, does a 21 hit your AC? You do have a +2 from your Shield of Faith.
Do you even have to ask?
I didn't think I did, but I do
Plus
anyway.
2 AC.
I do anyway. I
Does
don't
a
even...
+2 on the AC on the wizard make total of 2 AC?
No, it makes a total of 16, actually, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Right, so, Kayla, I need a... It's D6s, so it's not as
You
bad.
need
So,
Yeah,
4,
you look like
5, 13 points of slashing damage.
how many?
13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Plus 4, 7, 9 points of fire damage. To make that 22 total.
Okay.
Roll your con check. DC's 11 for your...
Conjuration, bitch.
Oh yeah, it's a conjuration spell, isn't it? So
Yes, sir,
you
it is.
can't lose concentration on your
Yes, sir.
when you're concentrating on concentration spell, concentration can't be broken as a result of taking damage. Cool. Right. Well. Anyway, I would like you to roll me a strength saving throw, bitch. Weak wizard, fail strength save. You need a nat 20 to succeed this. Nope.
I mean, that's still a good try.
As you are dragged 5, 10, 15, 20 feet over to here, next to the Baylor, as the fire whip splashes around your throat and drags you by the neck. Your feet, your heels dig into the ground, and you kick up the ground around you as you try and resist, but you're unable to do so as it pulls you in close to it. With that, we move on to the Shisuva's turns. Numero dos here is going to attack Nethtari, who's in range.
I will use my reaction to impose disadvantage on that attack.
Cool. So that will be it's a good thing you did that too, because that was a natural 20 that you just saved him from. That will still be a dirty. That will still be a dirty 20, however. That's a 13 with a +7. Does 20 hit your AC?
No, it doesn't actually. I've got 19 standard, then plus one of the B-side shifting cost was +1. That's gone, hasn't it now?
No, you're shifting. No, your shifting's still there.
Okay,
But,
that's 120, and that was the something off the Shield of Faith or something before.
And that's on Coralina. That's not on you.
Yeah.
I mean, this square with the
So it's meet or beat. So unfortunately, that will still hit.
Okay. Someone.
So you take, as it manages to nom onto your arm, you're taking 4d10 piercing damage here. So that is 9, 11, 13, 21 plus 4. That's 25 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I need you to roll a con check DC 12, please.
Oh, wrong channel. Sorry.
Your moonbeam is still, you're still able to concentrate on your moonbeam. And then is going to 22 to hit you again, Nethtari, as you then take 8, 15, 19 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please. Actually, never mind. No, don't roll the con save. You're immune to it. It's a poisoned effect, so you can't be poisoned.
I'll take that.
And go ahead and roll me a con save, a con check, DC 10. Oh, unlucky. Your moonbeam drops. All right. And then Shisuva number 4, the one at the top here by you, Victorless, is going to do the same thing. It's going to try and nom you, and then it's going to try and sting you. So the first nom is a 16 to hit.
That won't hit.
That won't hit. Cool. And then the tail sting. Yeah, it's not going to hit. Yeah, I'd say 12 to hit. So as you glance to the Shisuva, your displacement activates and it bites out at the displacement to begin with. That sinks back into your cloak and then reappears as the stinger pierces clean through it. Neither of the attacks making contact. With that, Temple, it's your turn in initiative.
I have a lot of moving to do to get to Coralina, and potentially, obviously, that'd get me out of certain ranges, which would provoke attacks of opportunity. What's the health looking like of my two foes at the current?
The Shisuva before you looks quite badly injured. It's bleeding heavily. It's panting. It looks like to be struggling to stay on its feet. The Baelor has taken several hits. There are some open, freely bleeding wounds, arrows stuck into it, but it still looks very, very pissed off.
If I cannot make my way to my friends, I shall cut a path. Temple is going to attack the doggy boy.
Cool.
The long swordy boy.
Shisuva, go right ahead and do so.
What is it called I'm attacking again? It sounds like one of Gordon Ramsay's recipes.
It's a Shisuva. That's Shoosuva. Shisuva.
Yes, the soup.
So rolleth your attacketh on the stingy doggo.
The thingy doggo, of course.
For 18 points of the finest damages, dropping it down to that much health.
Ice cold glass of first level divine smite.
Cool. 2, 3, 4 d8, please.
I pressed the wrong button.
If you roll all ones here, I will be extremely happy. Damn. As you bring your long sword down on the Shisuva, it kind of glances up to you as you slice your blade clean through, the blade cracking the dirt path before you. As you glance up, you hesitate for a but a moment as you think maybe you missed before the head just slowly peels off of his body, flumps down onto the ground before his body gives way and is no longer in the realm of the living.
That is very much an Omewa Moshinderu.
Omae no Shinderu. Nani?
And then I will use instant transmission to stand here.
Cool.
And can I use my second attack after making a move?
You can, yes.
Hooray! Stab at ye. I want to hit him right in the bicep.
Stab at ye. Go right ahead and do so. Although you can't stab with a longsword, you slash, but still. A 24 will hit for 14 points of the finest damages, dropping it down to
with a
damage health.
third level Divine Smite.
So that's 48, 5, 6, D8, please. For 25, dropping it down to that much health. As you manage to bring your decapitate the Shusuba, take a couple of side steps around as the Baylor tries to follow you. You manage to get into one of its blind spots just behind one of its wings as you slash your longsword down, cutting clean through the membrane of one of its wings. The veins just rupturing and blood starting to flow down one of the black leathery wings sprouting from its back.
Having done that, I will look right up at the creature and point my sword at it. I've killed many of your kin before. Banish yourself, or I shall banish you from life. Not my wittiest of line, but
Doesn't
Okay.
contain the word bollocks.
bollocks.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Temple?
Maintain a menacing posture.
All right. And before we get on to the top of the initiative round, Temple, you actually hear a response echo in your head. My master would be very pleased with your head on a platter. As the Baylor responds to you in using its telepathic capabilities.
I've never had a response before, but temples would taste terrible.
Nethtari, it's your turn in initiative.
Okay, Carolina and Temple both took quite a bit of damage last time. Is that correct?
A fair chunk, yeah.
I've been violated.
I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds, 5th level, I think.
Ooh. Mass Cure Wounds with the
5th or 8th. No,
It's
can only cast heal at 6th level or up.
it's up to you. A 5th or 8th.
And oh, die. This is it 8th?
Doing Mass Cure Wounds at 8th level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll me 6d8 plus 3. And 26, and it's a 30-foot radius sphere. So let me draw this in green.
Should be everyone.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Certainly, no worry. You don't need to worry about me anyway. I haven't been hit yet, so we're good.
And it's squished, but it's basically that. It's that. That's a 30-foot radius
So
sphere.
do I heal that as well?
No, it's creatures that you. A wave of healing energy washes out from a point of view of your choice within range. Choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Each target regains hit points equal to 68 plus 3. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs, so you can choose what is healed.
No, does it affect me as well then?
Yes, it can.
Right. Well, all our party, obviously. Yeah.
All of you regain 26 HP.
Hooray!
Alright, is there anything else on your turn,
Period.
Nethtari? Wait, what?
Period. I know they reworked it. It
Yeah, what was...
double. Okay.
Parry up the wound closure. Yes, you regain 52. Like, I couldn't hear what you were saying there, so it's just like...
No, you're fine.
Anything else you'd like to do, Nethtari?
Bonus action. Healing word on temple. 3rd level. Oh no. Yeah. 3rd level.
Bonus action, healing word. So 3d4 plus 3 then, please. Temple, you get an additional 11 HP.
Hooray!
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Alright, Carolina, you're up.
Okay, so the big guy in front of me.
He is a big dude. He's
Ah,
a huge,
okay.
huge dude before you.
Ripped.
Right, so yeah, I might just panic and lightning bolt again.
The Baylor kisses his bicep.
Alright, lightning bolt, what level?
I'm gonna keep hitting him with the big ones until he goes down. We're going for level 6.
Alright.
That's gonna be 11d6.
11d6, please, as he rolls his dex save. I'm gonna retire these dice after this. Drops down to that health as he, with advantage, rolls 2 natural ones on his fucking dex save. And takes the full brunt of your the lightning damage. Is there anything else on your turn you'd like to do? You've got your movement and your bonus action.
Yeah, so, let's see. We'll try. And then, at the first step, okay, nothing's happening. Okay, let's Misty Step the fuck out of there.
Alright, cool. Where are you Misty stepping to?
Let's see. I'm fucked either way. Jesus Christ. No, let's go to this corner right here. So, I'll go up to this corner. Yeah.
Alright. And is that everything? Alright, cool. Victoris, it's your turn.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's just go short sword attacks on this dude.
Alright.
Actually, I'll use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark him.
Okay. He is marked.
And I'm also going to use my inspiration for an advantage on this first attack.
Alright, cool.
Fuck's sake.
17 hits for 11. Colossus Slayer, please. And a D6 Hunter's Mark. 17 total. As you spin your short sword in your hand, you drive the blade straight down, piercing the skull of the Shusuva. You see a light pink liquid start trailing down the blade and dripping down onto the ground before you draw loose the blade. The Shisuva slumps over and is no longer moving.
In which case, I am going to run directly next to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take a swipe at this big dude with my short sword.
Yep, go for it.
Will I get sneak attack advantage because this is currently engaged with another person?
With your sneak attack, let me just double check this here.
I know it's something we've talked
You don't
about
need
a bit.
advantage on the attack roll if another enemy with the target is within 5 feet of it. Yes, so yeah, you'll get sneak attack on this.
Natural 20!
It's not advantage. It's just sneak attack. So so you don't get a crit with that, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, no sneak it. So you don't need advantage to get the sneak attack. So you don't have advantage. You just get to apply your sneak attack.
Yeah! I was so excited for a moment.
Oh, that is
I thought it was gonna be the most
unfortunate.
heroic thing ever.
It still
13
hits.
plus 11,
So it's only going to do 11 points of damage. Roll your 1d6 sneak attack as well, please.
God damn.
Ah, that is
I
disappointing.
thought it was going to
It's
be like the
15.
super heroic short sword attack of the night.
All right, cool. As you slash with your, as you've already dispatched the Shisuva, you pull out your blade, spin it around, and catch it by the hilt. Rush over to the Baelor and plunge the short sword deep into one of its thighs as it cries out in pain and glances down to you as you wrench the short sword free. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that's all I can do.
All right, cool. Move on to the Baelor's turn. Let's see. 4, 8, plus 6, 14. Temple and Victorlus, you both take 14 points of fire damage.
Can I use first level absorb elements?
Absorb elements is from an attack, is it not? Your resistance on the incoming energy license affecting you storm for the next melee attack. Your resistance on the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, first time you're hit takes an extra 1d6 to triggering type and spell damage.
It basically.
Oh no,
it's a
yeah,
reaction.
you can.
It's a
Yeah,
reaction.
it's a reaction to absorb it. Yeah, no, I'm just reading it. Yeah, you can do that to gain resistance to half the damage.
So damage, sorry.
For 8 plus 6 was 14, so 7 points of fire damage for yourself. 14 for Temple. It is then going to fucking strike out at the one who just fucking stabbed it in the thigh. Let's see, the longsword.
Can I do reaction, please, for that?
He's already at disadvantage, so you don't need to because of the displacement cloak. But that is still going to be a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. So you're going to take 3d8 plus 8, so that is 4, 12, 13, 14 plus 8 is 22. Plus 8, 16, 21. So 21, you take 43 total points of slashing and lightning damage as the longsword manages to connect with you. It's then going to...
Hang on, can we just do the maths here? So physical damage was what?
21.
21 physical. And then
22 lightning, I think it was, because it was 43 total.
oh yeah, I can't use my reaction again to
No, yeah,
stop
because
that. Okay.
you've already done it from the
Yeah.
fire aura.
That's cool. No worries. All right.
Alright, so
Taking damage.
take all that. It then cracks its whip at you as well. You can impose disadvantage on this, by the way, Temple, because your displacement is now gone. Now, Victorless.
Yes, please.
Cool. So it's going to be disadvantage for this. That is 10. I rolled 2 10s, so that's going to be a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Cool. And so you're going to take an additional. Actually, hold on. Let me double check something here. Next turn. All right, cool. Good to know. You take 4, 8, 16 slashing. And then 5 fire damage. Did roll 10 total fire damage, but you still have resistance from your absorbed elements. And I'm not going to bother with the strength saving throw because you're in point blank range with it, so it can't exactly do anything to you. And that's going to end its turn. That moves on to Temple. It's your turn in initiative. The Baylor is starting to look all like heavily injured. Lots of cuts, lots of burn, scorch marks against it.
Okay. Well, in that case, then looking at what I've got here. Yeah, it's just stabby time, I think.
All right, cool. Stabby stab.
Did you hear that, or did I not press plus
No,
at all?
no, you were just saying
Sorry,
again, just stab.
I would be flanking it if there wasn't an edge of the map there. Can I move to the bottom left of it?
Can't move out of bounds, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I would not if you guys were 5 feet up, yes, you would get flanking, but unfortunately, out of bounds, can't let you do that, I'm afraid.
Wrong chap.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Natural 21 drops it down to that much health.
With it.
What level?
Third level, please.
4, 5, 6. Hold on. So I think it's 4. Improved is 5. It's a fiend, which makes it 6. 12d8, please.
12.
Divine smite crits.
I see. Wow.
Nice.
69, dude.
Nice! 69 damage. Nice. Describe your killing blow.
Can I straight up behead it?
Yeah, as it kind of it starts to hunch down in pain, taking deep breaths, trying to steel itself. You drop your longsword down, kind of twist and bring your longsword on an overarm strike up at its neck. You see the blade sink clean through the dull flash of negative light from its throat as your divine smite connects. It just suddenly stops moving completely. Its eyes still glance around, just looking extremely concerned for a few moments before its head starts to loll over. At that point,
Shit.
and each creature, when the Bellor dies, it explodes, and each creature within 30 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw. So, hold on.
Range this time, bitches!
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get a +1.
Literally
Already
just out of range. So everyone, Temple, Victorless, Nethtari, dex saving throws, please. Fail.
Oh dear.
Not even with the +1.
Fail. DC's 20. You all fail. Shit. Right, I'm gonna have to fucking do this manually because I don't have my phone here with me. Let's see.
I like
5,
to imagine the head of it doing that Predator laugh.
11, 11, 16. Jesus Christ, 21. Jesus Christ, 26. 32. 36. 41. 47. 53. Oh, that's out. 54. 59. 65. 67. 69. Nice. 70. 76. 79. 85. 89 points of fire damage to each of you as it explodes, as the head kind of tilts off of its neck as the head finally fully detaches from its body. There's a blinding flash of red light as you're all caught in the explosion. How are you guys looking?
I bring up my cloak around my head as I take half fire damage.
Mhm.
Can I use my reaction actually as well to absorb elements? Would that do it?
Do you have absorb elements prepared?
Yep.
You do, then yes, you can. I believe. Let me double check something here.
Does it matter what level I cast it at? Or?
Increasing the level just does increases the amount of damage that you deal on the next attack.
Okay.
But
First level then.
yeah, so 44 points of damage to the two of you.
How much damage? 44.
44, yeah, Temple. Full 89.
Thanks to Nethtari's diligent healing, Temple is able to safely just take the lot of it.
Yeah. only just though. I see how much health you're on.
I'm on 6. I put my cloak up around me and look, the flames licking over my head, singeing everything.
Temple took the full brunt of that and is on 18 health. Meanwhile, Carlina's just in the distance, just outside the blast radius, like, you got this!
That would blow up!
Knew
Look,
it was
I know
gonna
those
blow
things
up.
blow up. I'm surprised you guys didn't either.
Right.
I knew it was gonna blow up.
With that, we are going to drop initiative as you glance around and see Bahal's cart that you're defending on fire. Bahal's still nowhere to be seen. And we'll pick up from that next week because this Baylor just blew up and
we don't have to worry about them blowing up because most of our units are ranged, aren't they?
Yeah, but you paid him to actually take you to Syngorn, and he was expecting you to protect him, but you just blew up a Baylor basically in his face.
Maybe.
Shit happens.
I don't know what you're going to do with that. But anyway, we'll pick up with that next week. We're not going to stick around and ask anything or continue on with anything, unfortunately, because that is 12:30 at night. We did carry on a little bit longer than I was expecting to. About half an hour later than I was expecting to, honestly. But that was good. I was half expecting to start this combat like, or maybe you started this combat last session, but you didn't get out, so here we are. So that's my my defense for that. But anyway, with that, we are going to call a quick end to the session. How am I going to go and raid? Yeah, we're going to go raid Mikasa. It'd help if I didn't have caps lock on. Go do that. And we will proceed over to him. He's currently playing Hearthstone at the moment. He's one of my close friends, Michael. He's down in 5. I actually have plans to go and see him on the weekend down in Dundee if we aren't put in lockdown at that point. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the session, and you guys also, players, I hope you guys have had fun this session. I thought it was great. Some good points, some bad points, especially that disappointing crit. Adam, that was great. That brightened up my mood quite a bit. Like, he's gonna not 20 on your big guys. Like, nah, no. Just Uno reverse card. No, you. But
so it was okay.
Yeah, then Temple critted, so it was all right. But anyway, with that, I'm going to call a end to the stream here. Thank you all very much for tuning in and sticking with us. Mastermind with the host and Contraband with the tier 3 sub for 7 months. Thank you very much, guys. We are very grateful for you guys all sitting in and tuning in with us. But anyway, we're going to click raid now. We're going to go over to Mikasa, and we'll see you hopefully for next week's session. Bye-bye!